What's happening? This is the one, the only, often imitated, never duplicated, and it's my goddamn birthday. It's the New York Hardcore Chronicles live. Yup, by popular demand, I had to dig out the happy hat. That's right. I hope everybody's well. I'm excited about today's show. I really am, and thank you, everybody. Thank you, Dean in Bedford, England. Yeah, no, it's the happy hat, bro. You know, and placement is very important. You know, with the happy hat, it's very important. Let me get this motherfucker just right. Kind of like that. You know what I'm saying? It's like that old sort of Revolutionary War style. You know, that's what's up. So here you go. You know, Alan Tecchio, what's up, bro? Hey, John, good to see everybody. Yo, we got a good show today. We're going to have some of our friends on. My dad's coming on. Evan Seinfeld's coming on, which is always an adventure. So, you know, that said, thank you, everybody. It's been a great ride, and I'm really fortunate because I have so many great people in my life. And I mean that. I'm really just overwhelmed by just from all the birthday wishes and everything, and everybody that came down to the show the other day. Yeah, corporate death burger. Exactly. You know what? Listen, you want to know how OG this shit is right here? Hold on. Hold your horses. This is how, okay, wait, let me set it up. You ready? Hold on. Okay, ready? Check this out. Boom. There it is. What you make of that? All right? That's what's up. Yep. Hey, Mei Ling. Hope you're well. That's me rocking the happy hat at like 6 or 7 years old. Yep. OG. And this is the same hat. No, and if you believe that, I have a bridge in Brooklyn to sell you. But yeah, that's what's up. That's how far I go back with the happy hat, yo. You know. That said, how many years apart? How many years apart would that be? Probably 50 years, maybe more. You know. Happy birthday, you guys sounded great Sunday. Thank you. I look the same. Is that right? You haven't aged a day. Yeah, people ask me what my secret is. You know, here you go. I haven't aged a day. Yep. There you go. That said, yeah, there you go, Rappo and Stanley Bonaducci. Absolutely. Yeah, right. RS says, good thing your pops is coming on. We need to ask him what happened with you. That's right. Music life keeps you young. Chris Contos, my man. Thanks for being here. Let's bring on some of our friends. Let's bring on the hardcore shutterbug, Steven Messina.
What's up? Happy birthday.
Jesus, it's loud there.
Trains.
Let's bring on from Women of the Pit, Lori Dawn and Gina. What's up?
Hey. Happy birthday, Drew.
Thank you. What's that behind you, Steven?
Oh, I'm leaning on a high voltage thing.
Oh, yeah. This thing? It's just a high voltage thing.
Yeah.
This old thing?
That seems safe.
Yeah.
What can go wrong?
If I burst into flames on this episode, it's just considered a birthday candle.
Just entertainment.
Jeez.
That's right. I can only, like Bugs Bunny, I can only do this trick once.
Right. I'm looking for some photos from what we just did. Hold on.
Of the big show.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was fun. It was a fun day.
Good cake too.
Oh, here it is right here. This is some of the some of the people that came down to the High and the Mighty show.
Yeah.
Yep.
Love
There
that
you
picture.
go.
That's a rogues gallery right there.
Yeah, that's awesome.
Yeah, it was
You got the
good.
non-residents in the back.
Non-resident Paris Mayhew up front,
Right.
Larry Kelly on the left next to Ray Hogan, Don Foos, me, non-residents in the back with Big Tony,
Concrete
Tristan
ties. Yep.
Tristan DeGraves in the middle, Elise,
Alisa and Layla,
yep, Layla, yeah,
Dan.
yep.
Yeah, that was a great day, a great show. You know, all the bands brought it, except their bass players. They brought everything except their bass players.
They brought everything.
Don't even get.
Yeah,
You know
but
what?
how cool that Freddie was
But,
able
you know-
to step in and save that. Like that's talent. He just
You know
got
what?
up there.
David still
since
pulled
Lori
off a great
Dawn-
set.
Since Lori Dawn lit the match,
Oh, you did it.
Oh boy.
Which
know,
you did.
since Lori Dawn lit the match, I'm going to say this. Listen,
Uh-oh.
the first 3 bands that played didn't have a bass player, right? And I appreciate everybody putting in the effort, but I got to say, like, yo, if your band isn't 100%, I'm not sure why you would want to play. And being that there's a friggin' laundry list of bands that are hawking me to play the Bowery Electric, you know, so so listen, I understand whatever happened on Sunday. That's cool, you know. But in the future, and this is for anybody out there that's going to play one of these shows, if your fucking band is not the best it could be, then take a fucking powder, for Christ's sake.
Okay, but having said that, I just want to say,
You fucking
Having
set
said
it off,
that-
Lori Dawn.
I know I want to try to but the thing is, having said that, and David
Spin it.
had an amazing set.
Yeah, they
You
did.
know, with the 2 guitars, they filled it in. Freddie came to the rescue for Concrete Ties.
Yep.
And Mark Rizzo, I mean, he was playing notes like he was getting paid by the note. He was incredible, that guy. He shredded. He was, I mean, it was entertaining.
I think we got to take this. There we
yeah.
go.
Ah, here we go. Here we go.
Look at that. Our first collaboration.
Yeah.
Yeah. I said, I was like, this is like large enough. I could be like one of those billboards that I could turn this around. Hang on. Watch.
Save
Like,
me
I'm
a
like billboard.
sticker. You have to save me a sticker. I heard there were stickers.
Yeah, there we go. Look at that.
Yeah, there's stickers.
I'm like a billboard on the highway.
Oh, there you go.
I think at this time we should shout out Tristan DeGraves for being the bass player that showed up.
Yeah. Right.
And Freddie.
and One Life All In. All In blew me away. That band was great.
Lori,
somebody
me
asked
too.
what Kiss songs we played. We did Paris Mayhew came up and played with us, and we did Calling Dr. Love, and we did Deuce. Yeah.
Great.
And then
It was
we
great.
did a Bad Brain song, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, Laura, you're absolutely right. Don Foos blew me away. That band blew me away. In fact, I went upstairs to get a shirt, and there was Lori and Denise and Kat, like everybody buying shirts at once.
All the Long Island metal kids, we like stampeded towards the merch table to pick this up. This is a great band.
Yeah.
A great, kind of hardcore, melodic. I can't even do this. What am I doing here? Okay, here
there
we
you go.
Yep.
This was a great CD. We listened to it on the way home, and it was fantastic. So many different elements of like different styles of music in it. We loved it.
Yep.
And what an energetic set. I got tired watching that guy bounce around.
Yeah, he's great. Don Foos is a good dude. He came with his guys.
And he sang with you. Sang with you on Minor Threat. That was awesome.
He sang the Minor Threat songs with us. Yeah, he was.
Okay.
He was
But
great.
the real star of the show was that cake.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
Fucking cake was good, man.
Cookies and cream all the way.
And people lined up for that. It was the same. People knew it was the same cake as the year before, so people lined up for that cake. You know.
It looked like a hardcore soup kitchen. Everybody in line.
Yep. You know what? Where is the cake, man? The picture.
Rochelle must have sliced like 50. Like she was like
Yeah.
a machine. She must have sliced like what?
We
7
did our
pieces?
homework this year. We went and got the cake knife, and we got the plates.
She got the plates, everything. Yeah.
We really had it together.
Came
Yeah,
prepared.
wait, you know what? I gotta send. You gotta see the cake. People gotta see the cake.
Absolutely.
Let me send me
that Rochelle. She schlepped that all the way from Brooklyn, right?
She went and got it. She went and got it in Brooklyn. Yep.
Yeah.
I know. I sent you a picture of it. It's in there.
I know. I gotta find it. It's in the phone. Hold on, I'll find it.
And she also bought some vegan brownies, which was very thoughtful.
Here's the cake. I got it. Did she?
Yeah. Got a bag of vegan brownies.
All I know is I had that cake when I got home like 2 nights in a row. You know?
Nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. All right, here's the cake. Get a load of this. Get a load of this masterpiece right here. Here we go. This, and the thing was the size of a football field.
Yeah.
You know, the fucking
and it
cake
went so quick. It went so quick.
Boom. There's my birthday cake.
Wow.
Yep.
Oreos.
That's
so many
huge.
Oreos.
Yep.
And it's like 6 inches thick too.
Listen, I just
Very nice, Drew. Very nice.
I just lost a bunch of weight, right? And the weight I lost was purely the cookies and cream ice cream that I was eating for 1 year straight after every meal. So that said.
Is that your favorite flavor? Is that why the cake is cookies and cream?
Yeah, it's you know what? I got a Rich Zoller picture of the High and the Mighty playing.
Oh, go Zoller.
There you go.
Nice.
Zum playing guitar. You know, Stephen Messina.
Was that his daughter that came and introduced you?
Yeah, that's his
That was
daughter.
adorable.
Yep, that was his daughter, and they designed the T-shirts. You know.
Oh, okay.
You know what? Wait. Speaking of his daughter, I don't know if anybody saw the clip of Zum's daughter's like 12 years old or 11, 12 years old. And I was talking about this in the pre-show, and I remembered 12 years ago, I went and picked up him and his wife from the hospital when the kid was born.
Wow.
That's a shot I took. I picked them up at the hospital and then the other day, she's 12 years old now. She introduced the band. It was cool. Yep.
It goes fast.
One more Rich Zoller photo, which is me and Don Foos singing together, banging it out. Actually,
I love that.
Our guest today, I'll ask our guest today, will remember Don Foos because I think Biohazard toured with Spud Monsters early on.
Yep.
So there's that whole bit. So yeah, there's an early shot there. So there you go.
That looks like fun.
Yeah. Hey, Gabe. Dad's coming on a little bit later, Gabe. Watch the show. Yo, that's my godfather, Gabe DiRienzo. There you go.
Wow.
So that said.
Okay, so I guess, are we done talking about the show, or is there anything else?
We're done. It's in the past.
It's good. We're moving on.
So I just emailed you. And I just texted you the address to a Gmail account and the password. So we've all been working on a little project for you. Super secret. I honestly can't believe you don't know about it because you seem to know everything about everything that we do.
You know things before we know them.
But somehow we were able to work on this super secret project without you finding out about it. But what you will find when you log into that email is everyone has sent pictures of their favorite picture of you with them. And we, in an effort to save all those memories, we got you one of those digital picture frames that I was supposed to bring on Sunday, but I couldn't make it on Sunday because I wasn't feeling well.
Definitely ill.
Yeah,
I'm signing in now.
Okay, yeah. You'll see there's a lot of stuff in there.
Did you misspell this? It says Drew birth. It's DSY pics. It's supposed
Oh,
to be
yeah. Sorry, I texted. It's obviously birthday. Ha.
Birthday.
Help me help you.
Yeah. There you go.
Okay, am I logging in that or am I emailing it? How do I log in?
That's the password. I sent you the password too.
But it's a Gmail address.
Yeah. Yeah. So people sent the pictures to that account so you could have it. And they're all in a folder in the drive, all the pictures. So,
And then we're going to get the digital frame to you.
yeah, and upload everything to it. But it's all of our friends from all around. There's pictures there from
All right, I'll have to figure this out because
when you were
Yeah.
little, from your brother, you and your dad. Yeah, there's some really cool stuff in there. Some fun memories.
Well, thank you.
And yeah, that was
I
our
appreciate it.
super secret special birthday gift to you. Happy birthday, Drew.
How did I not? You know what? How did I not know about this?
Yeah, because
know
I'm a
something?
ninja.
You know what? Believe
I
me.
move.
Believe me, heads are gonna roll.
It's intel.
Starting
Don't
with Larry.
sleep-
Starting
Don't
with Larry
sleep on
Kelly.
me.
Let's see. Starting
have
with
nothing to
Larry
do with
Kelly.
it.
He's the first.
We swore him to secrecy. We shut him down.
Yeah.
Oh, that's funny.
Yeah.
All right,
so
you guys.
I do just want to say, Drew, we all appreciate, I don't know if you hear this enough, but from the shows you put on at the Bowery Electric to this show that you do here, giving us a platform to talk about women in hardcore, to all the things you do to document our scene and support those others who document our scene. And you give bands a chance at your shows, whether, not only the popular bands that everybody loves and wants to see, but you give new bands a chance, even if they don't always show up in full. But all of the work that you do to keep our scene going doesn't go unnoticed, and we greatly appreciate you and grateful for your friendship. I mean, Women of the Pit wouldn't even exist if it wasn't for you.
Yeah, thank
For
you.
the
I
chat
do
Because
it
we all met in your chat room.
I do it
So.
because I love it, and it just brings me joy, and it brings me joy to bring other people joy, and it really does. I mean, I was thinking about this today. It's like I've had a nice ride around the merry-go-round. I've been on stages. I've been on many stages, held many mics, took airplane flights. At this stage of the game, it brings me joy to help other people and to give shine to other people. I've had enough shine for one lifetime, for the most part. So that's what really I enjoy it, and nothing brings me more joy than those Bowery Electric shows. They're really
Yeah, well,
great.
they're special to a lot of people,
Yeah.
so thank you for doing what you do.
I appreciate it.
Yeah.
Stephen, Lori, Gina, thank you so much. I'll talk to you guys soon.
Thank you.
Okay.
Have a great rest of the show.
Bye.
Thank you.
Happy
Thank you. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, brought to you by New York Hardcore Comics, The Organic Grill, the Texas Silver Rush, DTFM Vinyl Distro, Generation Records, 126 Hardcore Clothing, and Upstate Records. They're a New York-based DIY independent metal and hardcore label. Founded in 2017, they broke into the scene with their inaugural 26-band compilation in 2018, and since then have churned out over 80 releases in their brief 5-year history. In 2023, look for releases by Mark Rizzo, Carl from Earth Crisis' Frio, Fury of 5, Angry Corpses, and a few more surprises that are in the works. Check them out at www.upstaterecordsnewyork.com and use the code STONE10 for 10% off. Come on now. Joe Ramini and the Texas Silver Rush. They're a jewelry design firm and boutique store located in the birthplace of the Texas country music scene in Fredericksburg, Texas. Goddamn electric. They specialize in work with musicians in all music genres to design and create unique one-off pieces, as well as to style them for stage, album covers, promo photos, and social media exposure. Their client list includes Rock Roll Hall of Famers Greg Rolle, Ringo Starr, and of course, my friends and yours, Agnostic Front. Information and online sales are being taken at their Facebook and Instagram pages, and of course, www.thetexassilverrush.com. That said, put your shoes and socks on, kids. Put your seatbelt on. Let's clear the deck here. Here we go. We want to bring on our guests. Let me clear the deck a little bit here, because you know what, we need a big screen for the next bunch here. We got to clear the day. And man, I'm gonna try to hold it together here because this is so. Here we go. Please welcome one of my best friends. He's an American musician, actor, author, and entrepreneur hailing from Canarsie, Brooklyn. As an actor, he's known for his work with the HBO series Oz, the VH1 show Supergroup, and the feature film Angry Dogs. As a musician, he's known for his work with Attica 7, The Spiders, but is best known as co-lead vocalist, bassist, and founding members of one of the most influential and far-reaching bands of the 1990s, now back together in 2023, Biohazard. He is also the force behind the self-help vehicle Mentorship. Please welcome, coming at us from Tulum, Mexico, the one, the only, Evan Seinfeld.
It's in my contract that wherever I go, Drew Stone has to do my introduction. Nobody introduces. I couldn't introduce myself as well.
Oh,
thank you from one man to another. Thank you for seeing me.
I do, man. I love you, bro.
It's so often as humans, as men, that we define ourselves by the things we have done and our accomplishments or our touch points. It's how you make a point of relation. Oh, who's this guy on the podcast? And I had a really interesting meeting this morning because a week from Sunday, my group Mentorship, which we can talk about later, we're doing our first immersive, like a full day retreat, an event. And part of the gag, part of the bit is that nobody can talk about anything in the past at all. So it's going to be 30 guys like meeting each other. And how do you and I meet if I don't say, what do you do and where are you from and what have you done? How do you define who you are as a person, as a man?
Wow. Yeah,
deep thought. This is like that movie Inception, and you took acid.
That's heavy, and I think part of it is in this world we live in, especially with this heavy burden of social media. Trying to create the persona. People are so attached to the past and what they've done in the past. Some people are just absolutely living in the past.
I'm a fan of Instagram, and I have my feelings about social media, all sides. I think people's comparative nature to compare ourselves and our worst moments to somebody else's best moment that they did 10 takes of and they edited and they filtered. Just so everybody knows, everybody is not on a boat right now living their best life. A lot of people have diarrhea right now and a headache. Some people are anxious. Some people have no money. And you know what? None of those things define you. Whether you have no money or you're on a boat. Yeah. You are who you are. We are energy. And with that, Drew Stone, thank you for bringing me to share my energy with you, you fucking nutbag.
Yeah. And
happy fucking birthday. I think I've been with you on lots of birthdays.
Yeah. Yeah. And hey, Kelly Cal, what's up, Kelly?
Kelly Cal, my brother from another mother. There he is.
There you go. I want to let me clear the deck a little bit. I want to bring on. Let's
bring him on.
Let's bring on Sam Seinfeld, Evan's son. What's up, Sam?
Drew, what's up, man?
How are you?
Good, man. Happy birthday.
Thank you, buddy. I like your arrangement. Let's check out your background. You got a little carnivore, typo negative, right?
Yeah.
I see the Biohazard Urban Discipline. I see DMX up there.
Oh yeah. Classic.
He's definitely my son. He's definitely my son. Why no comment on the bricks? The bricks.
Well, you're coming. It's kind of bizarre. It's like you're coming in and out of it, like you're in the X-Men. You're like a shapeshifter.
I could clean this up a little bit.
Yeah.
Let me see what I can do here.
Yeah. So that said, I'm gonna poke around. Let me see.
Wow, look at this fat crib I got now.
Whoa! There you go.
It's like my house in LA I used to have.
Excuse me, are you in Beverly Hills?
This is from my previous life,
Right.
which I don't define myself by.
Right.
You know.
Someone's asking. I know someone's asking, where's Tulum? Could you give us a quick where's Tulum?
Sure. Tulum is in Mexico, in the state of Quintana Roo, which is essentially you would fly to Cancun, which in the pandemic became the #1 busiest airport in the world, because it was the only place that was open and you could like go to the beach without a mask. And I fell in love with this place during a tumultuous time in my life. And so like if I was to go to like fly to Miami or Boynton Beach to visit my parents, it's only an hour flight to Miami or Fort Lauderdale from Cancun, but the drive to the airport is longer than the flight. And I live in a kind of like a clandestine beach destination. It's a big community, very spiritual, mindful community here. A lot of fitness, yoga, wellness. A lot of people down here on plant medicine journeys. A lot of people come down here to do ayahuasca and bufo and find themselves.
And the spring, there's hot springs down there, right? Medicinal.
They're not hot springs. They're called cenotes. And a cenote in some millions of years ago when the meteor landed, apparently, and some people think that was the aliens. This huge underground cavern of it's the largest underground water system in the world, and it's energized. It's so there are these like sinkholes that are these bright blue like lagoons, and people swim in them. And the Mayan people, who are the natives here, they have the pyramids. Chichen Itza is here, the Mayan ruins. Yeah, that's Tulum Beach. That's Sammy and I in front of I believe that's a How or Sanara something.
The water looks beautiful.
Yeah, so it's Caribbean. It's Caribbean. And, for me, it was about taking the dive and saying, okay, I'm in my 50s now. I've done the bucket list is checked off and already been burned. And sometimes you find yourself on an upswing, on a downswing, and we tend as people to let these things kind of define how we feel and how we define ourselves. But I sold everything I owned, moved down here with a bag of clothes and a bass guitar. And I don't think I picked up the bass guitar once for the first year I was here. I was writing a book, making new friends, and working on myself: gym, yoga, fitness, meditation, gratitude practice, affirmations, and working with other men. I've created a safe space down here called the Mentorship Circle of Brotherhood that Sam has been here with me for probably a dozen different sessions of. And so I live my life kind of like a digital nomad.
There's a question from Hobo Cakes. ¿Habla un español ahora, brother?
Sí, señor. Yo tengo una maestra y yo vivo aquí por cerca de 2 años y mi novia es de Argentina. Ella es de Argentina.
Right.
Entonces, necesito hablar español con toda gente. Cuando tú no hablas español aquí, tú tienes muchos problemas con la policía, con los malos, con muchas cosas. Entonces, tú necesitas hablar el idioma de tu país cuando tú quieres existir.
Got it. Yeah.
Si quiero.
Yeah. So yes, Evan speaks Spanish down there now. Yes, absolutely. And I must say, his Spanish is getting very good. Much better. So Sam, let's get into.
Moment, Drew. I'm going to send you through. I found a couple of old pics while I was in the waiting room.
Yeah.
So just look at your incoming. Would you like that I send them directly to your text or in the chat here?
Put them. Could you send them on Facebook?
No, that's
so I have this to kind of start with. This was sent to me by Stephen Messina, who actually, here's a shot of you and Sam when he was probably 3 years old, and here's a shot of you guys fairly recently. Sam, I want to
check the one I just sent you. Check the one I just sent you.
All right, let me get rid of that. Let me see what you just sent me. Let's You sent it Facebook Messenger?
No, I sent you it. Oh no, I sent it to Sammy. Sammy, send those to Drew.
Yeah, I just saw that. Yeah, hold on. 1 second.
Drew has an Android, so I can't iMessage him. I'm gonna text shame you a little, Drew.
I don't know if you sent me this, but here's a couple shots of young Sam and his dad Evan when he was inhabiting a different body, you know. But yeah.
Yeah, this is a funny story right here for sure.
What's the story here?
So I'm not sure whose idea it was, but Billy in the bottom right corner right there, if you can zoom in or not, but yeah. Billy's right there. And I feel like everybody on the bus took a Sharpie and they drew my dad's tattoos onto me. So if you zoom in, you can see there's like a spider logo on my back, and I got the Brooklyn on my stomach, and just that was like I barely remember those days, but I mean, so I remember those little moments.
So let me ask you, and you and I talked about this before your dad, before everybody pulled it back together, and I know it actually tell us, like this whole Biohazard thing getting back together, like what did this mean to you, and just tell us like your feelings about it.
Yeah, for sure. My dad and we've always been really close, and growing up, I would go and see him wherever he was close to me. I was living in New York on Long Island with my mom, and I would go out as much as I could to see him, whether they're playing in New York, around New York. And I was on tour with them when I was a little kid, and I guess, there was such special memories there, and just my dad's one of the coolest guys ever, like it's such a great feeling to be like, we go to my dad's show, fucking dope. And now that this reunion's happening, it brought a lot of those memories back, those feelings back, and I'm so stoked for Pops and the rest of the guys, because me and the other guys were like family too. Like they all knew me as a little kid, and it's so good to be around these guys again. Their energy, it just puts a smile on my face. Genuinely, I love those guys.
Absolutely, me too. And it's just great. And I know that you're on board. You're on the Biohazard Express. You're doing some work for the band, which is going to be quite an adventure. How cool is that, Evan? That your kid's out now, and it's just the greatest, man. That's just so awesome.
It's pretty amazing for me to remember him as a little kid. Mm-hmm. I told somebody a story yesterday about him being about 4. And we're on tour, maybe, I don't remember with who we were playing at Harpo's in Detroit.
Oh, boy.
Which is in the 8 Mile. It's in like the voodoo lands. Like even someone like me that, when I was a teenager was, rough and rugged in Bed-Stuy and Brownsville and going to meet the guy to do the thing. And, was never really like, I don't give a fuck what neighborhood it is. I walk head up, And this is this frightening place, man, for sure. And we were on the bus playing PlayStation 1. I remember it like it was yesterday. Couldn't have been more than 1998 or 99. And someone knocks on the bus and says, "Hey, man, you're on." Evan Seinfeld usually waits till the last minute, walk onto the stage with a fresh idea, And I have him on my shoulders. We freeze and we get off the bus, and there's yellow tape and police at the back door of Harpo's where the bus is parked. And it's freezing. There's nobody outside. Just there's one cop there. And he says, "Oh, you're the guy from the band. They said you'd be coming in." He goes, "Try not to disrupt. This is kind of like a crime scene. This is like this." And I look, and there's a fucking guy there with his head blown off. His
Jeez.
fucking brains are leaking on the sidewalk, and Sammy's on my. He says, "Try not to disturb it. We haven't photographed it yet. Have a good show, kid." The guy says to me, I don't know why I remembered that. I was just like, somebody asked me, what do I think is the worst neighborhood? Somebody asked me some random question like New York City or Detroit in the 80s,
Sure.
I don't know. I don't really care, but
What I remember at Harpo's, it being there with you a couple of times, was like every time there would be like, there's a problem out in the parking lot. And there would be like some melee every time in the parking lot of Harpo's.
Yeah, the guys from this crew are fighting with the guys from this crew. And the Biohazard show, well, that's going to be like the date. That's going to be like when the Rumble's going down,
Yeah.
A lot of, back in the 90s, Biohazard shows, kind of became a forum for a lot of these hardcore crews to kind of flex their muscle and, coming of age, growing up, we all do a lot of stupid things, and we find our way.
Chris Contos says Harpo's was hard, yo. We wanted to go to the store to get munchies, and the night manager handed us a 38 with tape on the handle. Said it's down the block. That's
Chris
great.
Contos knows OG Oakland right there.
Yeah, absolutely. So you guys, before
Chris Contos, if you don't know, of Machine Head, of so many fucking amazing bands. There it is.
Okay, so this is going on, and Sam, you're on the payroll, and this is quite an adventure for a young man like yourself. Look at these.
For me to remember him on the side of the stage being held by somebody, to now I'm looking for him, going, "Yo, man, I need something. I need a drink of water. Make sure you get a picture of me with the guy with the, who has the same tattoo as me or something,
Wait, look who just chimed in. This is a good one. You'll appreciate this. I remember when we played Harpo's once, there was a drive-by shooting night for Louis Beto.
Louis Beto, drummer of Carnivore, my close friend. Louis, I love you, brother. Carnivore is the reason, man. When I saw Fallout, Carnivore's band before Carnivore, at the Hangout on Quentin Road, right by Ace London Studios in Marine Park, I believed you could create something heavy and doomy, and it could be your own thing. Like, that was the moment. I saw Pete Steele, and I was like, wow. And I became his roadie. And Louis, I used to move Louis's drums around in the Cadillac. Louis has like, I don't know, he can chime in. Louis has like oversized, like John Bonham bass drums with the teeth.
He talked about it on the show. I said, how the fuck did you get those around from gig to gig? He said, we either had to rent a cube truck or they fit in the Cadillac. And I knew exactly what he was talking about. Probably the thousands of people watching the show around the world were confused. But when he said it fit in the Cadillac, I knew he was talking about your Cadillac given to you by your dad.
So my dad had a 72 Cadillac Fleetwood Brougham, which was the largest production car ever made in America. If you've ever sat in the back of one, it's a regular four-door car. It's like a Cadillac Sedan DeVille with an extended mullion. So there's a partition and there are footrests in the back seat. And when I was young and got kicked out of my house by my parents and I had nowhere to really live and I couldn't afford to pay the rent when I was living with Mio, I slept in the Cadillac. I lived in the Cadillac for a whole summer, the first Biohazard summer. And both bass drums fit in the trunk with all of his hardware. And Pete's bass amps fit in the back seat. And we would put the guitar stacks on top of the bass amp, and we would ride, just me and Pete, and Louis would meet us.
Yep.
And that was part of my segue to hardcore, really, because Pete was super into hardcore before I was. I was into just metal, and I thought carnivore was, you know, the end of it. And they used to share space with AF, and this is in the 80s. And I remember going to their music building to pick up Pete's bass amps, and open the door, and there's like a young Vinny Stigma, and there's a young, I don't know, like maybe a Rob Kabula and a Jimmy Coletti and Roger, you know.
Yep.
And I'm like, what the fuck is this? I was like, this is something. It was like the first time, you know, the first time you try a drug or something. I was like, whoa, that just fucking impacted me big time, you know.
Absolutely. Sam, tell us about this. Are you excited about this? What challenges is young Sam facing on his adventure with Biohazard for 3 weeks across Europe? What challenges are you looking at?
The challenges, you know, I'm not entirely sure, but I'm going in with a lot of confidence. And, you know, I definitely know working alongside my pops is going to be one of the greatest experiences probably of my life. I haven't been to any of these places ever. And I just feel like the experiences that are going to come are going to be priceless. And I'm just overall stoked. And, you know, I'll be taking on a little bit of the Drew Stone role a little bit, taking some of the content here and there. It's kind of what I've been doing as of this point, you know, taking a lot of footage, taking the stuff, film photos and whatnot for all the guys.
Yeah, this is
really, you know, I want to interject for a second, Sam. It's maybe for sure you don't remember, but you've been to a lot of these places.
Okay, well, my memory. I
don't know if you remember, but this was like, I'm going to give this a 1996-7, like a Mataleo tour. It's earlier than this. Biohazard was on tour in Europe, and I brought the kid, and you know, he walked around with a drumstick, you know, and one day he fell on the bus and fucking cracked his head open.
Fucking kids.
And we were playing in Braunschweig, Germany.
Oof.
And he was maybe he weighed, you know, 20 pounds. And I picked him up like a football, and I was wearing Germany was in the World Cup this year, and I had a white Germany national football team jersey that somebody had given me. Ivan, please wear the national team of Germany because we love you so much, Ivan. So I donned the jersey with my bandana, getting ready to play. The kid cracked his head open. We go to the fucking emergency room, and it's like, I don't know, it's something out of the fucking Holocaust. It's like, it looks like a torture chamber, and they are like, he is your son. He is American. You look very tough. He does not need anesthesia. We will just use this big dirty needle to give him a terrible scar that he will never forget.
Well, maybe I don't remember a lot of Europe because I smashed my head open. Maybe that's a correlation.
No, but you know, I'm excited to see the world. You know, reunite with my brothers in Biohazard. See the world with my son. You know, he doesn't know the challenge he's up against. Where's the bathroom? That's the first challenge.
Yeah.
Oh shit, that's a great.
Yeah, it's a great shot. This was out, and when we were out in LA when doing the rehearsals. You know.
Yeah, that was shot by JD, by Jeremy Depatat.
Yeah.
Who shoots all the
time. My advice to you, Sam, out on the road, being a young person, a young, you know, and I could say this in retrospect, you know, try to get as much sleep as possible, and try to sleep with as many people of the opposite sex as humanly possible. And enjoy yourself out there. That's my advice to you.
Damn. All right.
I'm being stupid. I'm being silly. But listen, you're a young guy. Have a good time out there. The world is your oyster. You know, I'm being a little silly out there. I want to ask you, Evan, you know what I want to touch on, Evan? I got to ask you about this, man. Because we sort of have not addressed it. Like, tell us about the New York homecoming shows, man. Tell us about like that experience at Irving Plaza. You know, give us some perspective on this.
Well, it was incredible. I mean, I think it was a totally positive experience for everybody. And like a Biohazard, 2 sold out nights in New York, no fights. We didn't have to stop the show once for any nonsense. And I guess our fans grew up with us a little bit. Thank you for growing up, everybody.
Yeah.
We see that music is timeless, that it's boundless, and that it connects us. And, I get choked up when I think about how everybody, sang the words of the songs. And like, if I was jumping around and singing and I couldn't make it to the last line, I could go like this and the crowd would finish the line for me.
Yeah, it was great. It was really great.
It was great to know that Biohazard is bigger than all of us together.
Mm.
Sometimes people get it right and the sum of the parts is greater.
Yeah.
I think of Biohazard a lot like the Rolling Stones of hardcore. The rough around the edges guys that their backstory is super salty, that these guys are out there. But, no matter, like, you can look at the Rolling Stones career. It doesn't matter who made a solo album. It was never the Rolling Stones,
Yeah.
And Biohazard gets together and plays, something special happens every time,
Yeah.
So I was stoked, and it was nice to see, it was nice to see so many old friends and people who supported us in the beginning, There was a couple of cats there who were at the first Biohazard show in 1987 at the Pyramid Club.
Yeah.
Opening for Prong,
Sure. Yep.
Looking forward to seeing the shows in the Netherlands and Belgium. Yeah, that's a couple of big ones out there. The Dynamo Metal Fest on August 19th in Eindhoven, which is kind of where Biohazard made our bones, man. It was like 1993. We played on Dynamo, and we were there.
Yeah, it was incredible. 1995, you guys headlined Dynamo, and it was like you guys were playing in front of a crowd the size of Woodstock. I mean, it was unbelievable. It's astonishing. I mean, we've played some of that footage on the show, but the footage of you guys headlining in 1995 is astonishing. It's like you're playing the Woodstock Festival. It's unbelievable.
For me, it was so surreal that.
Yeah.
And when I look at the footage now, and I remember it was a time in my life that I was overweight and I was not healthy and I wasn't doing great mentally. But I always did the work. I always showed up and did the gig. And, Biohazard had some real connection to the people in those days. It was something powerful. I remember at that show in 95, there was a bit we used to do when I used to like to get the crowd completely silent. And that's like 180,000 people. And I would like to see if I could get everybody, because Biohazard kind of introduced the idea of we're playing metal and you're going to jump.
Yeah.
Kind of the Brooklyn groove, when we lean back, I think we were the first guys to lean back. Chris Contos and Louis Beto will understand what that meant. And it was all borrowed from Carnivore for sure. But they would jump. And I remember we had the crowd jumping a cappella. I said, everybody, jump. And Danny started like just with the kick drum. And the next day, the Dutch national newspaper, like the Dagblad de Vlaggenslag, had a picture on the cover of Billy surfing on the crowd with his guitar because the jumping registered on the seismograph as the biggest earthquake in the history of the Netherlands.
Wow, I didn't know that. Wow. Hey, here's one. Hey, let's just go whatever. But Chucky asks, can Evan speak on how he got the HBO show gig?
Yeah, it's a cool story. My A&R guy from Roadrunner, who's now released Urban Discipline like 350 times. Please don't buy it again. Monty and I were good friends. We're still friends, and we just reunited at the Milwaukee Metal Fest, which was Biohazard's first reunion show back, and we were fans of the show. We both just randomly discovered it, and lesser known fact, Oz was the first ever HBO series and the first ever cable series. So before Oz came out, there was never a TV show in the world without commercials. Fact. I'm full of factoids today. Anyway, Monty and I were fans of the show. And after the first season, I told Monty, it would be my dream to be an actor on that show. And Monty said, my wife is a lawyer, Kelly Connor, and she represents a bunch of these actors who were not yet A-list, but was J.K. Simmons, who won the Oscar for Whiplash, and Harold Perrineau, Matrix, Dean Winters. Dean was the catalyst. When Monty's wife told Dean that I was a huge fan of the show, Dean had seen Biohazard when he was growing up in New York, and Dean and I knew each other like visually from like the nightlife scene, because Dean and I were like two eligible bachelors in the 90s on the club scene. And we would bump into each other and hang out, like me, Dean, Matt Dillon, and like Tyson Beckford, and like go out in like Soho to like clubs and like just fucking be dudes and have fun. And Dean said he wanted to come to the show and he was going to bring a bunch of the cast. So I'm totally geeked out. We were playing at Hammerstein Ballroom with the Insane Clown Posse, and I reserved a balcony right on the side for the Oz guys, and they all came. Chris Maloney and Lee Tergesen, and Chris Maloney was 25 years on Law and Order SVU now, but this is before that. And they came to the show, and then after the show, me and Dean fell in love and had a bromance, and we were like arm in arm. We're hanging out forever, like two dudes, like bro down. And we ended up at Save the Robots. If anybody's from New York and you've ever been to Save the Robots, nothing good happens at Save the Robots.
Nothing ever good happens at Save the Robots.
Yeah, bad things happen. But we ended up at Save the Robots, and it was got to be, 6 o'clock in the morning. And Dean, and we've been out all night, and Dean says, we got to go wake up Tom Fontana, the creator of Homicide, Life on the Street, and Saint Elsewhere. And he's partners with Barry Levinson. They created Beverly Hills 90210, the biggest show in the history of the world. And Tom lives in the old library that was on the corner of 13th and Greenwich. Wow. It's the biggest one-bedroom apartment in New York City. And I'm like, Dean, I'm a huge fan of this guy's work. I don't want to wake this guy up. He goes, no, man, Tom's got to fucking meet you. You're leaving to go back on tour. He's got to meet you right now, because you got to be on the show. Dean Winters, wow, fucking smashed on Tom. Tom Fontana comes to the door, fucking pissed, in his bathrobe, going, "What the fuck is going on, Dean? And who the fuck is this? And why are you waking me up at 6 a.m?" And Dean's like, "You got to meet Evan. He has to be in Oz. Look what a horrible criminal he looks like." And Tom says to me, interesting. So if you were going to be a horrible criminal on my TV show that was incarcerated for life, tell me about yourself. How do we make this authentic? I said, well, I'm a heavy metal musician. He's like, there's not a lot of those guys in prison that I know of. I go, well, look, I'm tattooed and bald. I can play one of the skinheads. He goes, I got so many skinheads. I got skinheads coming out of my head. Skinhead, schminhead. Yeah. He goes, what do you do for fun? I said, I ride motorcycles. I'm a biker. He goes, are there a lot of bikers in prison? I go, yeah. He goes, leave me. He says to me and Dean, leave me. I am going to write now. And I didn't know what he meant. He goes, Evan, on your way out the door, could you leave your address with my assistant? I wake up the next morning and there's a fucking script in my door that says, please, this is Friday. We wake up Tom. We played Thursday night. It's maybe Friday morning or Saturday morning. And it says to report to the Chelsea markets to the set, 6 a.m. on Monday morning. So I had never really acted before. I only knew one person who was in acting school, and like she read the part with me. I'm bragging to all my friends how I have an audition for Oz. I talked to Dean 3 times over the weekend. I go down there on Monday morning, and they assign me a PA, to a dressing room, hair, makeup, wardrobe. They walk me to the fucking set, and I'm like, you guys like go fucking all out for this, you know? Like, I'm like dressed like I'm on the show, like already, you know? And they bring me into the scene, and there in the scene, I'm supposed to be addressing all of the main actors, Luis Guzman and Adewale and Terry Kinney and Chuck Zito. And I walk into the room and they're all there. And like it washed over me, like in the song Remain the Same, wait, this is tomorrow. I was like, this is happening right now. And Luis Guzman, I had met 2 weeks earlier at Jimmy's Bronx Cafe, jumped out of his seat and put his arm around me. He goes, I see that look in your face. You thought this was your audition, huh? They did that to somebody else. And I was speechless. I was just looking at Luis Guzman going, wow. Can I get a picture with you later?
Right.
Because I love you in Carlito's way, you know? And he goes, you're going to be fine, man, because I know you acted before. And I'm looking at him with this blank look. He goes, you never acted before, did you? I go, nah. He goes, well, check this out, Holmes. He goes, you see the way I'm talking to you right now? This is authentic. He goes, if you start acting and throwing your hands around, you're going to be overacting. And he goes, this show, they kill 3 or 4 people an episode. The first guys they kill are the guys who are late to the set. The second guys they kill are the overactors. He goes, so just talk how you would talk. And that was my acting lesson. And they said action. And I was standing there with J.K. Simmons, who won the fucking Oscar. So thank you, Dean Winters. Thank you, Monty Connor. Thanks, Tom Fontana, for taking the chance on me.
That's awesome. Let me see what else I got. You know, if anybody has a question or two, I know you guys. I know Evan, you got a mentorship thing happening. Let's talk about that. And if anybody has a question, we'll do 1 or 2 questions for Evan before he has to take off and we take a sponsor break. But give us, for those, because a bunch of people just came on board, give us some perspective on your mentorship project and sort of, give us some perspective on it and what the goals are.
To speak concisely about it, because I could talk forever about it, and I know time is value right now. Mentorship is a book that I've finished writing and is being edited right now. And out of mentorship spawned the idea that men need to share our feelings more. 80% of all suicides are men. The screenshot you're looking at is my Sunday morning Zoom meeting. These guys are in 6 or 7 different countries around the world. Holland, Portugal, California, South Africa, Ireland, England. And we find out that men that we're so similar, that what I'm struggling with is probably really similar than what you're struggling with, Drew. And a lot of men were conditioned to show up with this image of impenetrability and strength, and never to feel flustered, and to have to provide and show up and make money and take care of other people. And I was tired of life, man. I was tired. I didn't want to have to reinvent myself again and dust myself off after my 3rd divorce and my 18th financial collapse. I said, can't I be retired? No, life is a journey, not a destination. And I started sharing the ideas from my book with some guys here in Tulum, and it began what's called the Circle of Brotherhood. We now have an in-person meeting every Wednesday in Tulum. Sometimes 40 guys show up. It's really fucking intense. And we talk about the idea that you can change your life any fucking moment, and that life is about changing your perspective into a positive mental attitude, a positive mindset. And we do this through mindset hacking, through embracing the beauty of impermanence and practicing gratitude in all our affairs and non-attachment. And I got really interested in Stoic philosophy. And now we have a group in New York City at the Lucky 13 Saloon. It's going to be every week. It's going to meet on Sundays, I believe. So if you're in New York City, New York hardcore people, if you're a man and you're interested in putting your life on a path of self-development, my goal in life is to inspire men that they can live better, and that if they're going through a hard time, that there's a brotherhood of men who not only will identify and relate, but might be able to offer valuable support and feedback. And there are men in my program who are making huge fucking progress. And this is my purpose in life right now. My passion is music and love. So playing in Biohazard, and my relationship with my girlfriend, and my relationship with my son, and my relationship with my friends, this is my pleasure in life. I love nature. I love animals. You know, I'm really, really passionate about wellness, health, fitness, and biohacking. And I'm going to be at some point releasing a fitness program. But what I'm super, super, super leading with here is mentorship. If you're hearing this and you're interested, follow me on Instagram, send me a message, follow Mentorship Official. Men are meeting all over the world. We have a group in California. We have a group in San Diego. We have a group in New York. We have a group in Tulum, Mexico. There's a new group starting in Dubai, one in Mexico City, and we already have a group in Holland and one in England. If you're a man and this interests you, join our Zoom group. Maybe you can help us start meetings in your area. I'm going to be giving mentorship circles in every city I go to. Follow my social media if you're a fan of Biohazard or a fan of mine, or just someone who thinks that they would like to connect with other men and talk about dealing with life and the pressures of being a man in today's society, and how we can become better, not only for ourselves, but for the women in our lives, for the children in our lives, and for each other. Because if we work to become more mindful, we will have less violence, less murder, less suicide, less guys shooting up schools, less wars, less domestic violence, less child abuse. And let's face it, guys, men, we are fucking toxic. So many of us have addictions. So many of us suffer in silence and don't say that we're fucking depressed, that we're anxious. And this is something that's very important to me. Look for my book to be out this summer, Mentorship, a guide to men tapping into their truth, purpose, and passion, walking the path of self-development, building your confidence, and becoming the best version of yourself.
Fantastic. Hey, Sam, a couple people are asking. I'd love to hear about Sam's music. Sam, we see guitars in the back. Tell us a little bit about your kind of musical, wants and passions.
Yeah, absolutely. I've been recently playing a lot of guitar and singing, and Pops has actually been helping me lay some really dope bass lines on a lot of the tracks, and just been experimenting more and more with my voice and growing more and more into something that I feel like is the most authentic version of myself. For the past, 4 or 5 years, I've been releasing music and putting out a bunch of really, really dope hip hop records. But a lot of the stuff that I've been creating recently has awoken something in me. And, Pops and I have just been really, really on some next wave stuff.
And is there anywhere where people can hear your stuff?
On my Instagram, I'm previewing a bunch of this stuff right now. I have no actual release dates. I am hopeful probably this year for at least a few songs to be out.
Okay.
Sam, where can people hear your existing music?
My existing music, you can catch me on Spotify, Sam Solomon. It's my first middle name, and SALOMON, Sam Solomon.
Sam Solomon, which is his middle name.
Evan, Dave asks, will there be an audiobook?
Absolutely.
Because hold on, let me answer. As far as an audiobook, you can bet your ass on it, because we want to hear Evan's. We want to hear it in your voice, Evan. You know what I mean? It's like there's something really. I don't want to hear fucking Sean Penn reading Mentorship. I want Evan Seinfeld's voice.
If I could get Christopher Walken to read it, I would bow out, because nobody reads better than Christopher Walken in the world. I do know I am in touch with a very, very top-end Morgan Freeman impersonator.
Steve Stein, Steve Stein, my old camp counselor, who was very involved in recording a lot of people like Robert Bly and many people, says he knows someone that could produce it and publish it. Hey, you know what? Reach out to me, Steino, and I'll connect you. That's a real Brooklyn connection there. Steve Stein and Evan Seinfeld. There's a real Brooklyn thing going on here.
Steve Stein, someone named Steve Stein might be like from Georgetown or something.
Yeah. See, yeah. So reach out to me, Steve. I'll connect you.
Did he say, he fucking said, yup. I'm fucking dead right now.
Right. So listen, so that, hey, listen, I
want to say something, man.
Yeah.
For those who are Biohazard fans, we are making a new album. And Biohazard's going to dig in to the old meat grinder that we used to do. We have a system called the meat grinder. And we grind out the riffs until we're absolutely positive they're so disgusting that people are going to come unglued. And, you know, it's incredible, this resurgence in all these new bands and the love of the mosh pit and how it's evolved into this thing that's bigger than ever. And I feel like it's a rare moment that, you know, Biohazard was pioneering in its day. And, you know, so many bands cited Biohazard as like influential. I always felt like we never really got our due. I always felt like Biohazard could have crossed over more. And maybe the time has caught up and maybe this is our time, man.
You know, it's part of, I think, the story. I know it's not official, but I think a lot of people know what the score is. But I think that's part of the story that we're working together. Biohazard and the Stone Brothers have been at it for a little while now, doing some shooting. But I think that's kind of the theme of what we're doing here, you know, like the Biohazard saga, and that in 2023, things have come full circle, and looking forward to the future. I think that's sort of the theme that we're doing here. And I just want to say that, listen, I love you guys. You guys are like, we're family. I mean, the Stone Brothers, Team Seinfeld, all of us. And I was thinking about, working with you guys, and I was out in LA with you, and I was in Milwaukee and here in New York. It's like you guys are like my old camp friends. You're like my old friends from Camp Delaware. It's like I get together with, and it's like we grew up together, man. And it's just, it brought me so much joy to see you guys back together, man. I mean, it was just incredible. And I'm just so happy. And I'm so happy we're doing stuff together. I'm happy for you, Sam, that you're out there with your dad. It's just really great. Really, really great. Yeah.
I actually wanted to add something real quick because I'm peeping this in the background on your end right now. I see you got something that actually I have, and I pulled it to the side.
Is that right? What do you got? Oh,
yeah.
There you go.
Look at that.
Nice. Yeah.
Oh,
is that for Evan Seinfeld? Is that, or is that? Yeah.
Yeah, that's the Evan Seinfeld right there.
Yeah, I gave all of my worldly possessions to Sam.
There you go. Yeah.
I gave him everything. I put everything didn't fit in his house. I put in storage and gave him the key. I said, I don't need this stuff anymore.
You and I talked.
That was my first gold record, man. That was my very first.
You and I talked about this, Evan. And I feel the same way. A lot of this stuff, in a lot of ways, it's nice, but it's moving forward. It's a bit. It's like clutter, and it's stressful. It's like I don't want to carry this stuff around with me. I want a toothbrush, and a place to lie my head, and the people in my life that I love, and we're good, man.
Yeah. I'm excited about this. Life. If you take care of yourself, and you're fortunate enough to live a long time, or a short time, if you're fortunate enough to be present during your life, you can really enjoy the moments. And I think what I'm most excited about is the recognition and what a good place I'm in emotionally and mentally. I'm really happy, Drew, in my life.
I know you are, bro.
And to be able to go on tour with this opportunity to play with Biohazard again. And I'm super humble to it. You know what I mean?
Yeah, you
Like,
are.
I know it's bigger than me. And, you know, I'm just grateful for the opportunity. There you go, Runyon Canyon. That's
We've hiked that thing so many times.
1,000 times. If you've ever been to Los Angeles and you haven't hiked, when I get to LA, I call Toby, and me, Toby, Sammy, and Shep, and we go out there. You know, whoever else is around, and we go out and we.
It's a brutal hike, man, and you guys do it all the time, man.
It's only brutal when you're out of shape and pasty, my friend.
Yeah.
Hey, listen, I want to put something out there. If you're a man and you're interested in self-development and you want to do something really to kickstart your life, I'm going to be putting on retreats down here where guys will come down here for 4 or 5 days and get exposed to yoga and meditation and different diet and different ideas and really start talking about the life they want and get busy living and stop hanging on to the fear of the unknown and the baggage of the past. We have an event next Sunday, July 9th. It's called Man I Fest. I will send you the flyer right now, Drew Stone. And this is a one-day immersive event where guys are going to come and do a mindful warrior activation and ice baths and a sweat lodge. And we're going to do a talk and yoga, and we're going to eat something, and we're going to connect with other men. We're going to tap into our primal warriors and leave everybody with a new perspective. If you're interested in the event, hit me up. We have a few spaces left.
Did you send that to me? Or you going to send it?
I'm going to send it right now because I'm incapable of doing 2 things at once because I'm really old.
Right. Sweat Lodge. The Sweat Lodge. Yeah.
It's called a Temezcal is the name of it.
Right.
It's a Mayan sweat lodge.
Just before we're gonna send that through, and we'll post it, and we'll send. You know, I just came across this thing. This just as a reference. Here's one out of the archive. Here is me, Evan, Paul Booth, and the guys from the Insane Clown Posse. This was a bunch of years ago, but these are the adventures that await you, young Sam. Here's me and your dad with the Insane Clown Posse. Remember this whole thing, Evan?
Wow. You know, the significance of that picture is incredible because, and that's Paolo. Is that Paolo from Sepultura in the middle?
I think it's Danny.
That's Danny. No, it's Danny Prozac.
Ah.
So check it out. Look at my left hand. It's blown up like a fucking grapefruit.
Oh, I know why. I was there because fucking Paul Booth was fucking tattooing your fucking hand.
Yeah, and I made the mistake of having him do it before the show.
Oh.
And I could barely move my fingers with the bass. It was like having a club hand, and I had to use my whole arm because I couldn't articulate my fingers. It was a funny night. But yeah, Violent J, and what was the other guy's name?
Joe.
Shaggy Two Dope.
Shaggy Two Dope. Yeah, that's right. That's right.
I sent the flyer to Sammy.
All right, Sammy, you sent it to me?
I just messaged it to you on Facebook.
All right, let me find it. Here it is. Yeah. Let me post this up, and oh, this is cool. Very cool. Hold on. Here we go. Where did it go? Here we go. Got it. Manifest.
It's Man I Fest.
Man I Fest.
So it's technically Man Fest.
There you go. Yep. And the date?
Yes. So this is on the beach in Tulum, and it's inexpensive. It's like we're charging like 700 pesos. It's about $35 for the day.
Got it.
If you want to come down, come on down, fellas.
All right. Hey, thank you guys. Thank you guys for coming through. I love you guys. Sam, anybody you want to shout out?
Just want to shout out my mom. Shout out the guys in the band. I'm ready for Europe. Let's go. I'm ready.
Drew Stone, I want to thank you for always being there as the Biohazard, historian. And thank you so much for, always shining a light on the band, because I know it's part of your life as well. And this is what the scene is really about. What it was always meant to be about was about camaraderie, brotherhood, sisterhood, friendship, bringing people together and not being divisive. So if you're in the hardcore scene and you're a shit talker, it's never what it was supposed to be about, guys. Bring people together. Don't be divisive. Much love, Drew Stone. Your birthday means a lot to me. It's important to me that you were born. We've had amazing experiences around the world. There's many more to come. Biohazard, the new chapter has just begun.
There you go.
I can only tell you, this summer there's massive festivals. We're playing with Iron Maiden. We're playing with,
Megadeth, and there's the festivals are just incredible, man. So
yeah, so we'll see you out there, Belgium, Holland, Poland. Let's go.
I'll see you guys later, man. Take care.
Aye, Captain.
Bye-bye. Well, there you have it. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live, and it's my goddamn birthday. And thank you all for stopping by. It means the world to me. Some of my closest friends, Evan Seinfeld and his son, Sam. That said, we have the one, the only Arny Stone coming up next. Let's take a quick sponsor break, and we will get right to it.
Since 1992, Generation Records has been a mainstay of the New York metropolitan area music scene. Today, they offer a diverse selection of new and used rock, jazz, indie, hip-hop, punk, hardcore, metal, blues, soundtrack, and reggae LPs, as well as t-shirts, posters, and other merchandise. They buy used record collections and music memorabilia and will pay you top dollar for them. House calls made for large collections in the tri-state area. Call or email generationrecords@gmail.com and follow them on Facebook and Instagram.
Hey guys, Vlad from Organic Grill. As you can see, we're in a new location on West 3rd Street, right by Blue Note and Comedy Central. The place is bigger, kitchen is bigger, we have more varieties, more food. We are looking forward to treat you guys with great dishes. All Hardcore Chronicles, welcome to Organic Grill. We are going to serve all the events as we usually do, and we are happy to see you guys.
Peace, what it do? Welcome to NYHC Comics at 117 Main Street, Dobbs, Surrey, New York. I'm Debo the Pro with my homie
Lee Farley.
Welcome to the spot. Specializing in yesterday's and today's comic books, rare CGCs, toys, collectibles.
Got skateboards, old school tapes, Magic the Gathering, Warhammer.
Video games, original art pieces by your favorite New York City and worldwide artists. Let's go. Skate decks all day, baby.
We also have the young reader section here for like 10 and under. Pops. People love the Pops.
Star Wars! We are New York Hardcore. We always rep the scene. Let's get it on.
Science teacher. of the cats dressed in little white coats. Goodbye, science teacher.
And we're back. This is the New York Hardcore Chronicles Live. Yes, sirree. I want to mention a couple of things before we bring on our next guest. Coming up, let me bang through a couple shows here. Coming up on Sunday, yes, Shaitan Damone is going to be on the show. This is a big one. We're very excited about this. Sunday, July 9th, Chris Spencer from The Unsane. Sunday, July 16th, film director Paul Rackman. Tim Shaw will be on July 23rd from Ensign and Fuck It, I Quit. Carl from Earth Crisis, talking about his new band Freya, will be on July 26th. Come on now, Josh Jerk from School Drugs will be on August 2nd. Vic Bondi is Sunday, August 6th. Evo from Warfare, Angelic Upstarts in the Blood on August 9th. Yo, we're all very excited about this one. Filmmaker and author of Columbo, The Unsolved Murder, and all-around mafia historian, Don Capria, who also used to play drums in Scarhead. We are doing a Martin Scorsese film retrospective. Come on now. Clank your chains and count your change. This is going to be a good one. Very, very excited about that. So that's going down. That's going down as well. Listen, I want to mention, please support the show. The show needs your support. There's a Patreon page where we post content. Get the book for free. By the way, people have been asking about Volume 2. It is in the works. It is happening, and it will be free to all patrons. Please support the show. Support the show that supports you. There's a Patreon page there. There's a PayPal address. There's also a super chat function. If you have a question, any sort of question for our guest, our next guest that's coming up. So please, man, the show needs your support now more than ever. That said, let's clear the deck. Let us clear the deck. Everybody okay? Nobody's killing each other. Mark Tolch up in Canada says, yo, I'm broke as a joke after my last trip, and I'm a patron. Do it. Listen, bro, you've been around pretty much since day one, man. And thank you so much. Yo, Astoria Lou asks, where's the Yoo-Hoo pick with Yogi? You know what? Why waste any more time with this bullshit? Yeah, you know what? Let's get it on. Our next guest is an American film director and poker player hailing from the Bronx in New York City. In his decades-long career, he directed over 300 television commercials and numerous short and documentary films. In 1963, he won an Oscar for Best Short Film for the film The Critic with Mel Brooks. He has worked with Muhammad Ali, Joe Frazier, Yogi Berra, Terry Bradshaw, Bill Russell, Willie Stargell, Meadowlark Lemon, Soupy Sales, Roy Clark, Mario Andretti, Willie Pep, and many, many others. Please welcome, celebrating his 90th birthday in 2 days, a fan favorite, the knowledgeable one, my father, Arny Stone.
Wow. How do I live up to that, true stuff?
How you doing, Pop?
Happy birthday to you. Wow.
Thanks.
Can't believe it.
Who would have thunk it?
Time moves on.
Yeah, Dad, I got one for you since it's my birthday. This one goes way back. Do you remember this? How about that? Here you go.
I think you were like 2 months old.
I like a very, very 60s decor. Very, very 60s decor back there.
That decor, when you got married, your mother-in-law went with you and they lifted it up. They had to make sure that it weighed a lot.
Because if it was heavy, it was quality, right?
It was less. It had to be heavy.
Right.
We called it Jewish provincial furniture.
Yeah.
Anyway,
Jewish provincial. That's great. Hey, how about that Evan Seinfeld, huh?
I tell you, he's a piece of work. Good for him. I tell you.
Yeah, yeah. Did that stuff? I mean, I know. I mean, sort of the stuff he's touching on. I know, like, did that remind you of the Est stuff that you guys did in the '60s a little bit?
It touches a little bit, but it's nice he's doing it.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think that's great.
Yeah.
Yeah. I should start something like that here.
Yeah. Right.
No.
Yeah. Absolutely. So let's talk about a couple things. The one thing was here's a question for you. Were you born in the Bronx?
I was born in the Bronx, in the South Bronx. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
I still have I'm told I still have the language. It sounds the same.
Tell us where you grew up, what area of the Bronx that was.
Well, I grew up. I mean, I was born there, but then I was, long story. I was brought up in orphanages. I was young. That's another story. But I ended up on 170th Street and Morris Avenue, which wasn't really a horrible neighborhood, but it was bad enough, and that's where I grew up.
Yeah, yeah, and let's talk a little bit. You know what? Let's segue. Let's segue. Let's just go. Let me clear the deck a little bit because by popular demand, Astoria Lou is asking about this photo here, and because and wait, let me ask you, where did you go to high school in the Bronx?
Taft High School.
Taft High School, which is still there.
Taft.
Right?
I mean, I barely went, but that's
So let's segue into this. Astoria Lou was asking about the Yogi Berra Arny Stone picture, and if you could now explain what's going on here, because I have some background to this.
Well, I did a lot of Yoo-Hoo commercials, and just so happened at the time, Yoo-Hoo was owned by Yogi Berra, and the company was called Iroquois Brands.
Right.
And when Yogi did the commercials, he could not say, he keeps saying Iroquois Brands. Like, Yogi, you own the company. But he was a wonderful, wonderful guy. What you see is what you get. And if you come to a fork in the road, take it. I mean, what's better than that?
Yeah, he was. For those
nice man.
For those that may wonder, people out of the country, Yoo-Hoo was they call it it's interesting. They call it a high. This is the old ad. It's a high energy chocolate. It's a high protein chocolate energy drink that I don't think it had any dairy in it at all. It was, and I guess Yogi Berra got behind it early on.
Well,
and right.
You have to know that there's no truth in advertising,
Right.
But Yogi, the colors there, the gold.
Now, before you go there, Dad, that's what I was getting at, because I have this. I wanna put this up, and for some of my close friends know this, but this is the Yoo-Hoo label, and give us the background on this.
Basically, those colors I designed, and it's the colors of Taft High School, blue and gold. That's what we did.
Yeah, right.
Yeah. So that's my legacy. Is it?
Yeah.
The lasting legacy.
This is sure you've done a lot of things. Sure you worked with Muhammad Ali, but really your lasting legacy is that you designed the Yoo-Hoo logo with the colors of Taft High School.
Taft High School.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's and it's pretty. It's pretty incredible that they still use. They still use
Accent colors. Yeah.
It's incredible.
Except Taft High School, I don't think is there anymore. You know?
No, Taft High School's still there, I think.
I don't know.
Is Taft? We have some Bronx guys out there? Is Taft High School still out there?
I don't think so.
I think it is, but yeah. So Yoo-Hoo was the label was designed by my dad. The colors, yes, it is. Chucky says this is a Bronx guy right here. So
Right.
yes, it's still there. You know.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Yeah. Yes. Yes. Dad should be getting paid for every label printed. Yes.
Oh.
Yeah. Is that right, Pop? Did Yogi Berra own Yoo-Hoo initially?
At that time.
Right.
But yeah.
But yeah. You know what's interesting? What you and I have talked about, Pop, is how back then, like players like Yogi Berra and even Mickey Mantle, guys like that, when they weren't playing ball, they had to work regular jobs, right?
A lot of them had second jobs.
Yeah.
And they weren't making that much money.
Yeah.
Until I think Joe DiMaggio came along and made $100,000. That was the biggest.
Yeah.
Most of them were making like $35,000, $40,000, $50,000 maybe.
Yeah. I think didn't Yogi Berra have a bowling alley? Hey, look, Pop. Gabe DiRienzo says what's up.
Hey, Gabe.
Yep.
Wow. How you doing?
Yeah. And for those out there, Gabe DiRienzo is very close with our family. He had a 3G stage on the West Side, and that's where we shot Biohazard Punishment, and that's where we shot Typo Negative Black #1. And I was the stage manager on that stage for a couple years. And next to my dad, Gabe DiRienzo, it really taught me the most about the film business and how to conduct yourself in the film business. Yep. Yes, I do believe you're right. I think Yogi and Phil Rizzuto owned a bowling alley in Jersey. I do think so. Yep. I do think that's the case. Another thing, Pop, I want to show everybody. I have some background. People, ask me, how far back that, I kind of go, and I say, well, I was on film sets as a child, and here's a shot of my dad and Boston Celtic legend Bill Russell and me at 9 years old on a film set. And I'm 9 years old here. And this is, you might have seen this before, this is that commercial.
I tell my players, if you're in a tight ball game and you got a good shot, take it, don't pass off. Now, the same thing holds true when it comes to saving money on long distance. Now, if you dial your own out-of-state calls from your home or office, you got a sure shot and up to 50% savings. So don't pass off to the operator. She can't save you money. To save on long distance, you put them through yourself.
Wow.
You remember that one? You remember that one, Pop?
I haven't seen that in 50 years. Yeah.
Chucky asks, you were watching them film this, Drew? Yeah, man, that's me in this photo at 9 years old on the film set with my dad. I was there. I saw the whole thing as a young child. Here's another shot. Here's another shot from the set that day of Bill Russell and my dad directing him. And there I'm standing there with my Camp Hilltop hollow. I'm 9 years old, right there on the set. Yep. There you go. Any memories of working with Bill Russell, Pop?
Just a very pleasant man, very intelligent. Yeah, good person. Easy. We got along really, no problem.
How is it that that you like? What was your entree? How did you worked with a lot of sports figures? What opened the door to you working with? I mean, you work with Terry Bradshaw. You work with Mario Andretti. You work with. Here's a shot of you working with Smoking Joe Frazier here. There's you with Smoking Joe Frazier. Like, how did you get going on that?
I think it got started when I did a documentary film on Muhammad Ali, which ran as an HBO special, which had almost, Jerry Lewis in it, Phyllis Diller, B.B. King, Jim Brown, a whole bunch of people. And in the commercial world, when advertising agency people saw that, I think that opened it up really my career more of a celebrity director. A lot of movie stars, a lot of sports people. I think that was the start of it.
Yeah.
I had that kind of exposure. Yeah.
Here's another one. I think I'm a teenager here, but here is, and I remember this because this was shot in a very cold Three Rivers Stadium. I remember this. This is
wow.
You and me with Pops Willie Stargell in the middle when you did.
It looks real cold there.
I remember it was freezing, and we were in Pittsburgh in Three Rivers Stadium and shooting with Willie Stargell, who was the nice. I remember him. He was a very, very nice guy.
I don't think I ever saw that picture. That's cool.
Yeah. Yep.
Yeah.
So there's that part of it. And here's another one. I'm a little bit older, but I remember this was a really interesting shoot. This is you and me and one of the all-time great champions.
Willie Pep, yeah.
This is Willie Pep. Was Willie Pep a middleweight?
He's a featherweight.
A featherweight.
But I always remember this, that he was featherweight champ in the 1940s.
Yeah.
I think his first 100 fights, he was undefeated. I could be wrong, but it was close to that.
Tell you, yeah, you know what? Do me a favor, somebody. Look up Willie Pep's record. I think he had some astonishing record. So look it up and post it, somebody, please.
But he was one of the most famous fighters in the 1940s. And I always remember when he walked onto the set, he said, nobody knows who I am here. That always stuck with me. It's just, that's what happens in life,
Chucky
Look at you in this picture. Wow.
Yeah, Chucky asked, how old was I? Well, honestly, this was when after sort of the first round of the hardcore thing, shaving my head and all that, I grew my hair in, and we were sort of, a lot of us skinhead guys kind of went the rockabilly route, for a minute there. And this has got to be 1984. So I'm in my early 20s here. There you go, Pop. He had 229 wins and 11 losses. That's amazing.
Wow, that's amazing. And he had all his brain cells too.
Yeah. Gary says, 241. 229 wins. Oh, by KO, 65 KOs.
He wasn't a puncher.
Yeah, he wasn't a knockout guy. Yeah. I mean, it's safe to say that no one will fight that much again.
No.
It just doesn't happen. A guy like that, he was fighting like every weekend, right, Pop?
Well, I guess they had to in those days,
Yeah, you had to. You had to.
He didn't get hit too much. That's how he did it.
Yeah.
Called him Willie the Wisp.
Yeah. And here's this is a little bit this sort of segues into a couple of things here, but here's you working with here's some actors and some but that's Meadowlark Lemon from the Globetrotters, right?
And Michael Vale was one of the great character actors.
Yeah, that's Michael Vale on the right, and people might recognize him. He worked with my dad. Dad, you must have done 100 commercials with Michael Vale, right?
Yeah, at least.
Yeah. I mean, you might recognize Michael Vale out there. He was Sam Breakstone. And then later on, of course, he was the Dunkin' Donuts guy. And Hold on, I gotta
Good
send.
friend. Good friend.
Yeah, you did a lot of work, and for those, Evan, let me send Evan the Evan Stone. Evan wants to come on. Let me send him the link. Send. So yeah, so that yes, time to make yes.
Right. Time to make the donuts.
Yeah, that was Michael Vale. Time to make the donuts, and here's a couple shots. Here is a picture of me as a young man with Michael Vale shooting at the Douglas House in New Jersey, and yeah, so there's me and Michael Vale back in the day. So that said, let me see what else I got. And here's a cast of, you used to call them the players. You had this great pool of actors.
Yeah.
And here's some of the greats right here.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They were terrific.
That's Jerry Vicky. I know there's Jerry Vicky on the left, Michael Vale in the middle, and the greatest, David Landsberg, who was really incredible.
Yeah. They were the best.
Yeah. Landsberg was Landsberg. I always marveled at Landsberg. He had he could just grasp.
He could give them anything, and he'd make it better. So
yes.
He was great.
He was fantastic.
Yeah.
You know who wants to say hello? Is your other son. Hey, you there, Skippy?
Hey, Evan. Yo, how you doing, Mom?
All right.
Yeah.
Talk loud, Evan.
Good to see you, Poppy.
Or turn your volume up, bro. There's like something buzzing over there.
Oh, I see. My fan.
What was that? What is that?
My fan.
Help me help you, bro.
How's that? Good.
Yeah. What's going on?
You coming to Florida tomorrow?
That's right. So happy birthday, Drew and Poppy.
Yeah.
I hope everyone gets some inspiration from
Oh,
my pops.
boys. Here we are.
That's right. Hope everyone gets some inspiration from my pops. He's a great backstory. Raised in an orphanage, as a Catholic orphanage, as a Jew, and came out to be one of the top directors. He gives all my rough cuts, all creative goes through his fingers, so he could give it its pass, and I appreciate it. And right now I'm editing, and you're going to be getting a cut soon to look at, so I appreciate it. Yeah.
Are you working on anything interesting or nothing you can talk about, right?
No, I can talk about a little bit. Do sizzle reels. I try to sell TV shows. So if anyone has any TV shows, they want to make a sizzle reel, that's how you sell it. It's like a tape that sells the show. Right now I'm working for Warner Brothers, making a sizzle reel about this big ranch in Texas that you can do anything you want. Kind of like
that's not the Skinwalker Ranch, right?
No, I did the sizzle for that as well. The Skinwalker Ranch.
Gabe, thanks for the prompts there.
Oh yeah. So we're propaganda machines. We can create hype on anything. It's the medium of what we do is real powerful, as we know now. With it's being glorified with all social media. Everyone's filmmakers now, which is great, and everyone has a phone they can use as a camera. And so it's a really good time to be a filmmaker. Not like it was when we were young.
Yeah.
When you were even starting up, you had to know somebody, and you had to apprentice, and you had to get a film camera, and it's $100 every 10 minutes just to buy it and then develop it. So nowadays, people got their phones and they're telling stories left and right, and it's really exciting time.
It was interesting when we were doing this Biohazard stuff when you were in town at Irving Plaza. There was some stress over my camera and me getting and shooting in the venue with my camera, and you were like, "Who cares? My phone looks better than what you shoot with your camera."
I got an iPhone 14 now, and it's glorious. It looks great. you can't tell if it's what it is. And you actually looks better than professional cameras. It's easier. You just press the focus button, and it just stays on it. It looks great. Digital photography. It has nothing to do with optics and glass. It's a computer saying, oh, that background, I'm going to get you out, and that background I'm going to make blurry. How much blurry you want?
That's amazing.
Yeah, and the cool thing is after you film, you can change the focus after.
That's incredible. Hey, Steve Stein, my old camp counselor from Camp Delaware, and Evan's camp after says best tipping dad in Camp Delaware history on visiting day.
Classy.
There you
guy.
go, Pop. You're the best tipper.
Classy.
Yeah, in those days, yeah.
Yeah, that's great.
That's the way it was then.
Hey, thank you, friend Brooke Smith. I hope you're well. Brooke, of course, our incredible actress, was in Silence of the Lambs, and she's been on the show. And I need to talk to you, Brooke. I'm going to reach out. I got something coming up. Need to talk to you about it. So, and thank you, John DeBarry, everybody that's wishing me happy birthday and all that. For those that might recognize my brother, of course, he was. You see him on camera sometimes from the Discovery Channel Expedition Unknown, and some of that, especially what was that? Was it Expedition Unknown with the ghost thing, or was that was that a different thing?
That was Destination Truth on Sci-Fi.
Okay.
And just a little sidebar, this whole a Titanic sub that went down tragically and sadly. We were going to do a TV show on it, and we went down there, and Josh and the other cameraman, Brian Weed, who was thinner than me, they went down in that sub about 1,000 feet, and they came back and terrorized. They said, no way. The computer, while they were down there, blinked off totally. So they had to reboot this computer on the floor of a really deep dive, and not 12,000 feet. But 1,000. It was just a test dive, and they finally got it back up. And Josh was like,
"Wow!"
Josh is like, "No way!" And he made it clear it's dangerous. And he's part of the Explorers Club, and they had a dinner, and someone questioned him about why didn't you go down, and he gave it to him. So, it's really sad that that he was right, and that's just tragic. But yeah, Josh and I are good friends. We're me and he just invited me to a William Shatner event the other week, and that was awesome.
Oh yeah. I've told people I don't have the picture on my. But
which one?
When you worked with William Shatner, and I love this. I love it because just so my brother and me, of course, big Star Trek guys growing up. I love when you told me that he said, okay, when William Shatner said, okay, 15 minutes, Star Trek, go.
Yeah, we're doing a Shark Week thing, and he was 90 at the time, and he's everything you want him to be. Really, he's just balls out.
Yeah,
really, and we're bugging when we're on a private plane. We're all kind of like, gosh, I hope I get to talk to him. And we're bugging him a little bit, and he said, all right, let's just get out of the way. 20 minutes, ask me anything you want about Star Trek. And Josh had his book out. He's like, episode 6, season 2, the Gorn, just went at it. And he goes, he said, it was so funny. He goes, I don't remember any of that. We shot out of I didn't watch the show after.
Yeah, it's not shot chronologically.
No, he does scenes, he reads the lines, he does his thing. He doesn't remember anything about the episodes, but he does remember every crew member, every producer, every director, and the nuances of what was going on at the time politically on the show, and very, very much so. So that was interesting how he knew the director, the writer, the grip. He knew all their names and what the problems were. He was obviously had issues with writers and producers, and he kind of hinted that people didn't like him because he's such a big character. But that's what we love about him, right?
Hey, a story you asked. Go ahead, Pop.
Evan, I liked your sequence you did when he went down with the sharks.
Yeah, how about that?
That was crazy.
Dude's 90 years old and he's going down with sharks.
92. He's 92.
92.
Yeah, I did Finding Bigfoot I did that show too. I'm an expert. Yep, I'm an expert at finding Bigfoot. And you know what? He's all. We almost got him this much. I know a lot about Bigfoot. I know a lot about ghosts. I know a lot because but I'm just a New Yorker from the mean streets of the Upper East Side. Like I didn't know anything before, before I had these shows. But now I'm an expert in cryptozoology and and paranormal. I actually have been blown away by a ghost once, and I've scars to prove it on my arm on Destination Truth. So but now I'm quietly living just like the Incredibles.
You're doing sizzle reels.
Yeah, now I'm using my edit skills. So as filmmakers out there, you gotta shoot, you gotta edit, you gotta produce, you gotta know it all real good. But that's how you stay busy. You can't be like, I'm a cameraman. That's it. Well, you're not gonna work a lot. You got to be a writer, and it's easier than ever now to do the writing, to do the editing. You got to be creative. You have to get it all together. You got ChatGPT to help you with writing. You got Premiere. You have Adobe Podcast to fix the audio. You got Premiere helps you with the editing, but you still got to get up and do it. Wake up early, stay up all night. You got to do the do.
Yeah.
Not like when I first got in the film business.
Well, you know what's incredible, Dad, is that when I think about it, when you first came, were growing up, it was radio. Radio was the medium, and people would tell us about it. People would gather around the radio. What was that like?
Yeah, gather around the radio, and it was exciting. Shadow Nose, Superman, Batman,
Right.
But the film business, Evan, when I first got in, you couldn't even see through the camera. You had to look through a parallax. I mean, it's incredible.
What, you couldn't look in the lens that you had? No. That's wild.
That was the 1950s,
Yeah.
I go back as far as I did the first color TV commercial for RCA. There was no cable. There was no magnetic film. Yada yada yada. It's 100 years ago. So
and now here we are in 2023, and I mean it must be astonishing. I guess you're used to it. Just the way that technology just doubles and triples and just moves faster and faster. And now this thing, the internet and this and that, it's crazy. It's wild.
Yeah.
Yeah. Bougie asks, is Evan the dude that got thrown by a ghost on the Josh Gates show?
Yes.
He is.
Yeah. I just got interviewed by Josh the other day on the show about that. Because another show, Expedition X, they went out to the Halabuchu Forest to go back, and they had me on the pre-show before they went. Sure. And I'm still scarred today about us mentally. That was my first show working with Josh, and I was like, ghost, whatever. And then that night I changed my life, and yeah, AI will take over. I see a little comment here, but it's going to be good for me as a filmmaker to help me and be my assistant, and I'm embracing it. I'm actually an AI right now. This is not me talking. I'm just kidding.
Yeah. Well, I think the Terminator concept is gonna come true in 50 years.
Yeah, it's true.
When the machines.
When quantum computers comes out, it's going to change everything, and that's coming up in 3, 4, or 5 years, and China will probably be the first one, and that's 1 million times faster than a supercomputer, which is the most best computer now. So 1 million. So it'll crack any Bitcoin people have. It's going to crack that code, and it's going to be bananas.
Yeah.
But we're trying to crack that quantum computer thing out.
I want to shout out my cousin Stephanie, who's out there. Thank you, and that's cousin Stephanie wishing you a happy birthday, Dad.
Hey.
Wow.
All right, Stephanie.
Yeah, and Yeah, Rick says billions of times faster. Nothing online will be safe.
No.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Listen, I'm
right.
gonna have my kicks before the whole shit house caves in. That's what I got. We got like 10 years.
Take your cryptocurrency out before that comes out. It's all going to be gone
in the blink of an eye.
Yeah.
Right. Lori Dawn asks, have you been out to the Bridgewater Triangle, Evan? I don't know what that is.
I don't either. Is it sounds somewhere in Connecticut? Where is it?
Right. What's the Bridgewater Triangle, Lori? She's typing.
I've been almost every spooky place there is, and yeah, I've been to Chernobyl, looking for ghosts. The bottom of the
ghosts of Chernobyl.
Yeah, man.
Are there ghosts in Chernobyl?
Yeah, hell yeah, man. The courtyard there, they buried like 300 people just right off the bat, and then it's like everything's fine.
How about those poor guys that like you're gonna go in and throw sand on it? Like they sent in those poor bastards. Like suicide mission, you're gonna go and throw like sand on it. Like, huh?
Yeah. Well, it's like the Fukushima thing. They just nothing's going on here.
Yeah.
The water is not contaminated.
Hey, Dad, here's a question. And if anybody has any questions for Arny or Evan, feel free to post it. But here's a question, Dad, from our good friend and supporter, RS. What was the first live music show you went to, Pop? Like, what was the first live music that you guys were into up there in the Bronx and all that?
Tito Puente.
Hello.
Tito Puente?
Yeah.
Hello.
At the we were into Latin music as kids. The first live band I ever watched was Tito Puente. Yeah.
That makes sense. Chucky asks, hey Pop, how did you get into filmmaking? Without the abbreviated story.
Oh God. I got into filmmaking, just to cut it short, with I caddied in the summer after I got out of the Army, and I didn't know anybody who knew anybody for any kind of job. It just so happened that the one I caddied for was director of Columbia Pictures, and he was brought up in an orphanage in London. I told him my story. I was brought up in an orphanage. He said, "What are you doing, kid?" I said, "Nothing." He said, "We're editing the film, and why don't you come down?" I said, "Oh." I went down to Columbia Pictures on Fifth Avenue, and the moment I walked in the room, I said, "I'm not leaving." I stayed there for about 6 months. I learned how to work the equipment. I took a job as a messenger in a film company, and I was there about 3 months. The editor got sick. I edited the film. I was an editor, yada, 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 and that started my film career.
And I know that one of the first jobs you had, Pop, was during the boxing matches when they used to shoot on film. They would download the film and give it to a messenger. In your case,
that was just make money every time it's a championship film in those days.
Yeah,
everyone took a round. You took it to the lab because it was then screened in the theaters the next day. I was, you did crazy things, but yeah.
Did the Stone Boys go to the same film school if they went to film school? We didn't go to film school. We hung around with my dad, and we both took a little bit different paths. I wanted to be a musician initially, and my path was sort of interesting. I got into music, and I was in the High and the Mighty, and then I was in Antidote, and then I met people, and I was working in the film business on a stage. And this is when music videos were happening. So people started asking me to do their music videos. And one of the people I connected with later on was Paris Mayhew from Cro-Mags. And then, of course, we worked together and started doing music videos and had some success with that. I went to Emerson College to study acting, but I got into the hardcore thing, and that sort of took my focus. But I think it's safe to say that my brother, and you could speak for yourself, Evan, you basically kind of saw the mistakes I made and said, yeah, I'm just going to go work with Dad, right?
Yeah. I wasn't a student I couldn't go to college. There's no way. But I actually became a boom man. I started a PA and I became a boom man, which is an audio guy, assistant who holds the boom, to get closer to camera so I can learn more about camera department. And that's how I got my start. And then just like kids are doing now, I just picked up camera and started shooting. Music videos was the in back then. And I did my big break was I did a music video for this baby band. This band just not even signed, called White Trash. And and it hit MTV Buzzbin rotation, which was it's a new thing at the time. And it was just playing nonstop. And I got a call from Jeff Panzer, this guy from EMI Records Group, and he said, "How do you like to come out to LA and live with and work with me?" And I was like, "Yeah." And the rest was history, So yeah. And
go on.
You did the video of White Trash.
Yes.
It's still a good video. It really is.
I think so too.
You were 18 years old.
Yeah.
And I want to say that the connection is that White Trash, of course, has sort of many years later has morphed to our good friends Butterbrain, which on the bottom on the left is Aaron Collins, who played bass in White Trash, and the drummer on the right is from White Trash, and the horn players. So this Butterbrain is really a direct descendant of White Trash, and that's why it's so true that there's such a lineage. There's such a lineage to so much of the hardcore stuff that I'm involved in, and so many and so many of the people. Here's a shot of Butterbrain playing the Tompkins Square Park show that I put together a couple weeks ago. And there's a lineage. There's a lineage to a lot of this stuff. All these years later.
Evan, you remember we sent you to was it Paris?
Yeah.
For fashion photography.
Yeah.
You came back and wanted to be a fashion photographer.
Should have.
Individual camera schools. But
didn't you go to Steadicam school for a little bit?
Yeah. So we just took vocational classes on certain cameras and certain things I wanted to do. And I think, nowadays, college is, my daughter's going to Long Beach State right now to be a filmmaker where Spielberg went. And, but if she said I wanted to work in the business, I would probably be okay with that too. Right. But it's good she's going out and learn what I didn't learn, which is narrative film, working with actors, screenwriting. I live and so do you, Drew, in the non-scripted world, which is documentary style stuff. But she hopefully is going to go into making movies.
Is that right? Gabe says, was that Ted Churchill?
Oh yeah. He's the man. He's the one.
Wasn't that the school? Wasn't it his school?
Yeah, it wasn't his school, but he taught in it. It was the main. What was it called? Rockport, Maine school.
Yeah, that's
still
right.
Still going today. Beautiful.
Is that
school. Right? Yep. And Ted Churchill was actually one of the instructors who taught me. I think he passed away since. But
yeah, he's a legend. And for those who don't know about Steadicam, I think the first two real staggering Steadicam shots was, of course, the shot in Goodfellas when they go down, when they're at the Copa, that long shot when they go through the Copa and you see him, everything and through the place. And, hey, get a room, and that one. And there's also, I think the first time Steadicam was used, I think, correct me if I'm wrong, wasn't it The Shining? With I think that tracking shot in The Shining when the kid's on the big wheel. Here you go. Like Mark says, The Shining had an amazing Steadicam shot where they followed the kid when he's going through the hall. Yeah. Pretty incredible. Yep. Yeah, absolutely. Here, Pop, I got a picture. Do you remember this? This was, I think the look on my face says it all in this one. Remember this, Pop?
I don't think I've ever seen this.
Me either. I haven't seen that.
This is when you were teaching me how to ice skate, and up on the upper lake in Connecticut, and you know, I think I fell and hit my head, right?
Yeah, you hit your head with a big thump. That's the last time you went ice skating. Yeah.
No, I went and hit my head. This might have been right when it happened. I fell back and hit my head, smashed my head. And then the next year we went back and tried, and it happened again. And then that was it. That was it.
Yeah. Maybe that's what's wrong with you, Drew.
Yeah, I suffered a severe, you know. Hey, at least I didn't go attack a bee's nest with no shirt on. That was you.
Yes.
So that said, all right, cool. Well, Dad, we're gonna come down and we're gonna see you in a couple hours. Evan, you're getting on a plane out in LA in a bunch of hours. You're taking the red eye, and I'm coming down with Rochelle and Pop. We're gonna see you for lunch tomorrow, Dad.
All right.
Yeah. One last thing for all you hip hop graffiti heads out there. Behind me is a Days original, Crashing Days.
Right.
This is Days original right here.
Nice.
Green Lady.
Where did you buy that back in the day?
I bought it from him. I did a profile piece on him a long time ago, and I bought it from him, and I'll never sell it.
Yeah, that's
all right.
That's a good one.
Right.
Anybody you want to shout out, Evan?
Yeah, I'd like to shout out. Come on, let's do it. Now we're talking about it. Let's shout out. Jeff Panzer, the guy who got my start. Churchill, the Steadicam guy. People. I guess gave me breaks and are still giving me breaks. And I could just say that to you guys all out there, filmmakers, if you have 5 clients in your life, and those people are going to hire you all the time, and every time you work with them, you gotta be great. Otherwise, they won't call you anymore. So that's what I'm working on.
Wait, I got a Stone Brothers. I got a Stone Brothers shot here. You ready? The Stone Brothers and Pink. What's up?
Yeah.
Stone Brothers and Pink back in the day.
Yeah.
She it wasn't she. She was married to
she is.
Terry Hart.
She still is. She's
Terry
still.
Hart.
Yeah. She
Right.
still is. Yeah.
That's cool.
Yeah.
She was very nice.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yep. And
you guys in business have all the fun, Don't
yeah, we had some fun. And Pop, anybody you want to shout out?
Everyone I ever worked with, every actor I ever worked with, every friend I ever had. I love you.
All right, Pop. I'll see you for lunch tomorrow. Evan, text me. I hope the planes are flying on time.
Bye, y'all.
See you guys later.
Thanks for watching.
Well, there you have it. Thank you for being a part of my birthday show. Wait, where's that? Where's the happy hat? Hold on. Thanks for everybody who hung in there, this long. It's time to put the happy hat back in it and it's folded. You know who gave this to me? You know who was kind enough, who took the time to buy this and send this to me? Is Dave from the Crumbsuckers. Dave, the original singer for the Crumbsuckers, got this. Hey, Bob Riley, man, I hope you're well, brother. Hope you're well, man. Gajewski, hey, sorry I haven't been around. Hey, life gets crazy, but I'm glad you're here now. Yeah, right. There should be a Patreon exclusive where I wear that hat the entire time. Believe me, this hat has a big life to it, man. This is the tie that binds us together right here, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls. The happy hat. All right. Hey, Lori Dawn, you want to come back on a second? Hey.
How you doing? Great show.
It was good.
Great show. Yeah,
nice.
Really cool.
It was pretty
really cool seeing the 3 of you together talking about stuff. Yeah.
It was nice. It was nice having Evan on too. I really,
Yeah.
I'm a big fan of Evan's, man. I'm really happy for him that he's Oh, look, someone wants to say hello. Ready?
Yay, Jim! That's amazing.
And you know what? He made it up from Florida in my luggage.
That's awesome.
He came up from Florida in my luggage.
I'm surprised you're allowed to like cross states with that.
I don't think you're allowed to bring dead animal carcasses,
animals
in your
across
luggage.
state
But like, I
lines,
wasn't
yeah.
about to tell him,
They wouldn't have believed you. I have a dead lizard in my.
Do you have anything to claim? I have a dead lizard carcass.
Yeah.
In my bag.
Well,
next to my girlfriend's underwear.
Can't say too much about it, but I know somebody who snuck back a sheep skeleton, like a sheep skull from Greece.
You know what's the funny? That's a good one. One of my films, I think it was the New York Hardcore Chronicles film or 1.5. Billy Milano was talking about when he was in SOD traveling with Danny Lilker in Europe, and Danny Lilker got on a plane with these medieval weapons that he bought, like what a mace is, like a mace, spiked mace ball, and a sword, and they were like, "You can't get on a plane with this," and he was like, they took a look at him and were like, "Yeah, okay, go ahead." Whatever.
Oh my gosh!
Yep.
Wow, that's crazy. Back in the day.
Yeah.
Back in the day, for sure. For some reason, like those maces were like home decor in the 1970s.
Yeah, right.
Like I remember my cousins had one in their living room, like up on the wall, some kind of dungeon decor.
Yeah. No, that was like, let me decorate my home with instruments that basically tortured and killed people.
Yes. It was an aesthetic. It was an aesthetic.
Times have changed. Oh, yes. I love that. I love what you've done with the place. What is it? Oh, it's medieval torture. Love it.
Yeah.
It's medieval torture, So
yeah.
So there you go.
For sure.
All right. Cool. Anything else?
Great
What else?
show.
Oh, you know what I didn't mention? Now that we're all here, coming up Sunday, July 30th, the next show at the Bowery Electric, all ages, free. It's Scott Dotino and Steven Messina's birthday bash. Dog Eat Dog, Kings Never Die, Incendiary Device. It's going to jump off tonight. Dead Crew, Serial Poets. Then the much lauded, awaited, and exciting Shaolin Saturday Matinee with Cropsy and a bunch of other bands. Cross Island Connect on August 12th.
Doing good things out there.
Yo, fucking Staten Island's on the come up.
Absolutely.
This one I'm of course very excited about.
Yes.
I will be moderating the SSD How Much Art Can You Take book event at Generation Records on Sunday, August 12th with Nancy Burrell and members of SSD. We got a couple of them lined up.
And that's a beautiful book. I just saw that they just got them in stock at Bridge 9. So really
I saw someone posted a picture today, and I'm in one of the shots.
Oh wow!
Like as a teenager, like about to launch myself off the stage.
Very nice.
That was it's no secret that band, was big in my world. Yo, Alan Dubin, what's up, man? My cousin. Thank you, Doob. Big things going on with Doob's bands, Con 8, and Noah. And thank you for coming down to the High and the Mighty show last week. Coming up Sunday, August 13th. Come on, get to the bar, get a drink, The Take. Silence Equals Death, The Pride of New Jersey, Star Car featuring Sab Gray from Iron Cross, Ma'afa, and Mr. Pickle's first show in 10 years. Awesome. Save the date. All my friends in Greenville, South Carolina. I am coming down there with the very phonic Miss All That in a Bag of Chips, Rochelle, and I will be down there for the Greenville Jewish Film Festival, August 27th. Looking forward to seeing my multitude of supporters down in Greenville. Oops. Actually, this hasn't been announced yet. But you know what? Since it's that kind of a party,
let's do it.
Sunday, October 8th,
Nice.
it is the Incendiary Device record release show at Bowery Electric. We are headlining. Speaking of SSD Control, in the direct support slot, The Long Wait, featuring ex-members of SSD, Slapshot, and Wrecking Crew. It is their first show in New York City. RBNX is playing. It is their record release show. Chum Huffer and Faded Line. This is a banger.
Wow. Incredible.
Sunday, October 8th. Here we go. And then Dingbats on September 30th. Spoiler, NYHC. Kings Never Die is not playing. They're off the bill. The Take, Ice Cold Killers, ID, and we have moved up a slot. There will be an opening band. So there you go. Lots going on.
Awesome.
Are you excited about the Martin Scorsese film retrospective?
I'm very excited, actually.
It's a good one.
Yeah, that's going to be an awesome one. So next time I'm down in New York is going to be for that, that July 30th show at the Bowery. That's great. I love driving in for these things. And, I got to say, I drive 5 hours to get there. Anybody who's in the 1 hour radius, whatever, there's no excuses. Get your ass down there.
Listen, I'm gonna lean into it. Not right now, but these Bowery Electric shows need support.
Yeah.
Things are waning a little bit. People are kind of, I think people might be taking them for granted a little bit.
They don't know what they're missing. Like, come to the Cape where, there's hardly anything happening. Actually, there is a show happening July 8th on Cape Cod. But
is that the Burn show?
I mean, what?
Is that the Burn show?
No, that's August 27th, which is amazing. It's unheard of. Like, the whole time I'm here, there's there's nothing happening in the summer. You guys have everything right at your fingertips.
Yep.
And don't take it for granted.
Listen, I'm gonna start throwing some bodies around. I'm gonna make it fucking rain in here because I'm gonna start. I'm coming for you. I'm gonna call people out on this because these Bowery Electric shows need support.
Yeah.
And if you're not gonna come and support the series, do not ask me for your band to play because that's really annoying when people don't come down and support and yet they're like, "Hey, could you put us on a bill?"
And the thing is, why wouldn't you? It's a really fun time. It's a great time in the city,
Yep.
It's really fun.
Don't worry.
It's great.
I'm gonna get jiggy with it. I'm gonna fucking sort it out.
We're gonna come to your house and drag you out.
I am, and I don't give a fuck about your kid and your wife and your dog and your job and any of that shit. This is more important. This shit is more important than your fucking wife, your kid, your dog, your job, or any of that bullshit. This is rock and roll.
That's right.
This is important. Get your priorities straight.
It's about priorities, right?
Help me help you.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Yeah, right. And bring your goddamn bass player.
Yes. Don't leave your bass player behind.
It's like, I don't want to carry on about the guys in my band or let me just about guys I've been in bands with. But when somebody says like, my wife, my girlfriend, my kid, my this, my that, check this out, bro. I'm not trying to give a fuck about that because this is why we do this. This is why we're in a band. To get away from this shit.
Always have a second. Have a backup. They don't have friends that know.
That's what I say. Music. That's what I say in ID. Everyone needs to have a backup, including me.
Have a backup.
So, in other words, if anybody out there wants to sing for Incendiary Device, reach out. I'll send you the music, and you could, because everyone in this band has to have a back. We already have like 2 drummers,
We all got to start learning everybody's parts.
We need ID needs a singer.
The show must go on. We need understudies.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, a fucking men. Exactly. The hell was that? A train?
That was my work email.
Work. How dare you? At 5:25.
Exactly. I got to get my priorities straight.
Arny should be the one who sings. That's hard. 90-year-old singer, Paulie says he could be the guy in the Boss Tones that just dances.
Yeah. If anybody needs a backup tambourine player, I'm right here.
When you're not shirking, by the exit.
Cowering
Cowering.
by the exit. Let me tell you something. I was brave at Biohazard. I was brave. I didn't cower.
That was great.
I was right in there. Yeah. It was awesome.
It was really great. That was the shows of the year.
Definitely.
Yeah,
it was cool.
All right. And we have a winner.
Yes, absolutely. She's the one to do it. Elisa. Yeah.
Because you know what?
Get her up there.
I don't need to sing anymore. It's a lot. It's a lot. It takes a lot out of me. Just want to sit here and just, Do you want to know what I really, the truth about what I just want to do? I just want to snuggle with my girlfriend.
Aw, I know. Rochelle's awesome. She's amazing. Don't fuck that up.
I don't think I am.
Yeah.
I don't think I am. I think I'm at the age now where, I don't think I'm going to fuck it up.
No, you're not. She's awesome.
I really love her, and I fucked enough stuff up already. It's like, let me take a break from fucking things up, Enough. Are there any questions out there? As we're sitting here waiting for Rochelle to show up with dinner, are there any questions out there for me? Anything you could ask, anything, or perhaps Lori Dawn.
Yeah, ask away.
Any questions? We're fielding questions, and don't forget. Speaking of which, Shaitan is on the show this Sunday. It's being co-hosted by Joel Ghostin.
Nice.
Rich Zoller, Drew, enjoy the rest of your birthday. You know what? I will. And you know what I'm doing? When this show's over? Nothing. God, I've done enough, man. I've done enough.
Yeah.
The last couple days.
Sunday was exhausting.
Scott Earth asks, who is your favorite band and why is it Silence Equals Death? I think for me, the reason Silence Equals Death is sort of the geometry between the members.
Yes.
They got the super tall guy.
Yeah.
They have they look like.
I like how the short people are well represented. As a short person myself.
I mean, there's no symmetry. I love the lack of symmetry in Silence Equals Death. If you put them up in a police lineup, you'll be like, what is this?
Yeah.
I think, yeah. Different ethnicities. Where do you find these guys, Scott?
That's right.
Yep. Yeah.
So
I like Silence Equals Death because you guys are a great band. Actually.
Yeah, they are.
You don't suck, which I've said many times.
Incredible musicians.
In a sea of suck, you don't.
Yes.
So there you go.
You're not in that sea of suck.
In the sea of suck, which so many people are,
Right. You're like in a boat of greatness above the sea of suck.
Hey, speaking of Life of Agony and Kings Never Die merchandise, what's up, Brian? Thank you so much. I hope you're well, and I look forward to seeing you behind the counter at the next Life of Agony event. Yeah, that's a band I want to play with. Life of Agony. That's the band I want. ID should be playing shows eventually with
I'm all for it.
Yeah. We're fans of that band,
Yeah. For sure.
What's for dinner, Drew? The text came in as you could see. Can you read that? Would you rather have moussaka or chicken parm sub? My response, moussaka. Yeah. Kenny Rayner asks, why is lots of people all of a sudden into death metal? It sucks so hard.
Interesting. So,
I think that people have just sort of, being there's just so much other stuff that just sucks, it's sort of spilled over into death metal.
you know, I have to say I have a new appreciation for death metal. I wasn't too crazy about it because of the vocals, but then learning how, technically involved the vocals are, I kind of have a renewed appreciation for it. So
yeah.
It's also the musicianship, the guitars, the drums, everything. It's it's
very
involved. I like it. I like it more now that I listen to it and learned about the vocals.
A long time ago, I'm just a fan of music, and when
music well done.
There was a time when we got into the music video thing. Me and Paris, we were sort of picky and about the music. And wait, hold on a second. Hold on.
And I don't come home from work or stop work going, wow, I really feel like listening to some death metal right now. But if it comes on the radio or something that I'm listening to, I can get down with it.
Hello? Can you hear me? my girlfriend, she's like, stop talking about me on the show. I'm fucking it up. It's fucking up.
See, you tried not to, and here you are.
Oh, damn. Yeah, that said, listen to Immolation. I'm not familiar with this band. No, listen.
Yeah.
I'm not dismissing a whole genre.
Some of it's really well done.
Yep. Like anything else.
Yeah.
There's stuff
absolutely.
That's great, and there's stuff that, that's not so great,
Yeah.
So.
In any genre.
Yeah. Happy birthday from Germany. Yo, happy birthday from the fatherland. Thank you.
Oh.
Thank you so much. I'm watching a film from Germany right now called The Captain. Anybody familiar with this? It's a black and white film, a World War II era film. A very heavy film. Really pretty heavy. Yeah. Yeah, there's a lot of good death metal for sure.
Yeah.
And a lot of it isn't modern. Yeah, sure. And John, I'm not listen, I love all kinds of, that I carry on, but look what I do. I'm a music lover. I do a music show. Music is my life.
Yeah.
Great show, Drew. Your dad's a joy. Thank you. He is, man. And, he's going to be 90 on Thursday. And
wow.
He's having a hard time. He's in an assisted living facility. He's lonely down there. It's tough, it's tough. He's having a tough time. So, I'm glad he came on the show today and he got some love,
Yeah, it was great hearing about all the things that he did, all the work he's done.
Incredible. We could have gone on for hours.
Interesting, yeah.
Yeah. Yep. Immolations from Yonkers. Is that right, Lewis? I did not know that. Immolation. Let me look that up.
Didn't know that either.
How about the Yoo-Hoo thing?
Oh, I love it. Chocolate flavored water.
The fact that Immolation, death metal band
Yoo-Hoo
from Yonkers.
and a Twinkie.
Immolation, death metal band from Yonkers, considered one of the leaders of the New York death metal scene, along with Incantation, Mortician, and Suffocation. Suffocation I've seen, and they're great. I've seen Suffocation. They were great.
Right.
Yep. About Yoo-Hoo, they used to make all right, let's do this. Name the other disgusting flavors that Yoo-Hoo temporarily put on the market before they realized how disgusting they truly were and pulled them. Name those 3 flavors.
I think they had.
No. Let's.
Okay, let the audience.
Let the audience. Let's see.
Let's see if they come up. I think I remember
what the
them.
audience comes up with. Let's see.
I think I remember Actually, I think I do remember 2 disgusting ones.
Dude,
Yeah.
forget it. When my dad did those commercials, we had cases of this shit. Cases of it. And like there was okay, and we have a winner. Strawberry. Correct.
Yep. And there was one more disgusting
There was
one.
strawberry yoo-hoo. Yes, strawberry. That tasted literally, it tasted like what's the stuff you put the powder in and mix? What was that shit?
Oh,
Quick.
that Ovaltine?
Nestle Quick.
Oh, Nestle Quick. Okay.
Oh, it was disgusting. Come on,
Yeah.
there's 2 other flavors. Come on, people. Anybody else? One of them like sat in our house for like years. You know what? Was it banana?
That's what I thought. That's what I thought it was.
I gotta
Banana.
look this up. Hold on.
We got a fact check here.
'Cause I know of a couple, but oh wow. Holy shit. Is that right? Oh my god.
See, we weren't allowed to have any of this in the house. So we weren't allowed to have any of this like Yoo-hoo or like even like sweetened breakfast cereals and stuff.
Right. Here to say, I love this. What is actually in Yoo-hoo? Oh my god.
Sugar.
There's nothing like okay, here you go. Vanilla. Yes, there was a vanilla Yoo-hoo, which was pretty disgusting. On another note, Drew, are you going to interview any math metal bands in the future? What are math metal bands? Do I not know what this is? Math metal? Is that like a new genre? Like we're math metal, like 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 5, 6, 7. Like, wait a second, I'm confused by this math metal thing. Perhaps you can hit me. Chef 74. I haven't seen The Captain, but I've been to the area where it takes place. My favorite war movie is the original, All Quiet on the Western Front from the 30s. Listen, I'm a World War II buff. I'm a history lover. The original All Quiet was incredible. I thought the one they did last year was absolutely incredible. Absolutely incredible. I'm a big fan of all sort of World War II films and history. You know, they only do songs about the path. How come I can't? Palathagrian? How come I can't pronounce that? How do you pronounce that? I know that word. Pythagorean. The Pythagorean theory, right? Yeah, the new film's amazing. Really, I watched. Did you see the making? The making of the new film was really good too. The Pythagorean. Okay. Back to what's really important on the show. Vanilla, strawberry, chocolate peanut butter, and cookies and cream. Those are later. I remember coconut. I remember we had a case of. I remember we had a. Oh yeah, come on, Mike. Yo, shouting out friend and support of Mike Gibbons from Leeway. Yo, 1917 was a great film. It was a good call, Mike. Great film. Oh, Kenny says it's a style of metal off of metalcore. Okay.
I think 1990s.
Yep.
Right? I wasn't into any of them.
I got to look this up. What is mathcore?
It's kind of like a in between.
Holy shit. Mathcore is a subgenre of hardcore punk and metalcore, influenced by post-hardcore, extreme metal, and math rock that developed in the 90s. I didn't even know. How did I not know about this? Bands in the genre emphasize complex and fluctuant rhythms through the use of irregular time signatures, polymeters, syncopations, and tempo changes. Okay, what bands? Let me see. Let's find some bands. Influenced by Mahavishnu Orchestra and King Crimson.
I missed a whole genre.
Jesus Lizards, Fugazi, Rorich,
Between the Buried and Me.
Voivod. Wow, this is see, mathcore bands. Here we go. I don't recognize a lot of these.
Yeah,
bands.
I don't recognize them either.
Converge. Here we go. Converge, the Dillinger Escape Plan.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. Interesting. All right. Rush, Tool, progressive bands could be modern math metal, Voivod, etc. Okay. You don't miss much. You didn't miss much. Is that right, Robert Hogg? Dillinger Escape Plan are one of the biggest in mathcore. You know what? As much as I know about music, and it is literally my job, I'm not familiar with the term mathcore.
Yeah.
Thank you, everyone, for hipping me to this. I am obsessed with mathcore now. I'm just obsessed by this, and we have to have a mathcore band on the show.
To educate us.
Mathcore. We're mathcore. What the fuck do I know? I sing in an old school, like, hardcore band that's influenced by Minor Threat, Bad Brains, and early Black Flag.
Yeah.
Fuck do I know? You know?
Can't know it all.
Seriously. All right. Oh, and what's this? Oh, he just sent me a link. I'll check it out. All right. That said, Candiria. Okay. I could see that.
Yeah.
You know what? Fuck hardcore, man. I don't.
We're now mathcore. It's the New York Mathcore Chronicles Live.
All right. You had Nate. You had Nate from Converge on. You technically are already in the door. See? I feel really puny and small now that I actually had Nate on the show, who was a great guy, and like this didn't even come up. Probably because he's like ashamed that doesn't want to be associated with being in a band that's in the mathcore genre. The Tony Danza Tap Dance Extravaganza. Okay. This is true. You know? All right. What else?
In different directions.
Candiria might be mathcore. Yeah, we kind of determined that. Vanilla. Okay. Is that a mathcore band? Vanilla? I mean, like, we're vanilla. Okay, Converge doesn't consider themselves mathcore.
Okay, see, they can't even get themselves together. So how are we supposed to know?
We got Chris Spencer coming on the show. Is the Unsane mathcore? I don't think so. No. Billy Joel Gut Punch. I got to do some homework for Jatan, man. Rochelle's like over the moon about this. This is when I think Rochelle really kind of fell for me. Was when she sort of was like, "Yo, this dude's getting Jatan Damona on the show.
Yeah.
Maybe he's got game.
Yeah.
Maybe this dude's got some game.
Maybe I should give this guy a try.
You know what? This fucking hardcore shit and his knucklehead friends and that I can't stand that shit. But yo, big ups. Homeboy got Jatan Damona on the show. He's funny. He tells Joe he's a funny guy. You know.
Entertaining.
So, thank you, Mike Reed. Thank you. This is the important stuff here. Per Google, Banana Yoo-hoo has been discontinued. I remember the coconut one was literally so disgusting it would make you gag. And like coconut Yoo-hoo, we had it like, you know, when my dad did the commercials, we had cases of it, and like we drank the chocolate stuff right away, and then the vanilla stuff. But the coconut one was so wretched. It was like the equivalent of drinking like antifreeze out of the car.
Yeah.
You know, like,
like like even when you're a kid and you can't stand something, because kids, your taste isn't really that developed. I mean, we were talking about this a little bit before the show, like how things that we thought were so delicious as kids.
We talked about growing up. Like, I loved Hawaiian Punch.
Yeah.
And like Hawaiian, it doesn't even taste like that anymore.
No.
And I used to love Reese's peanut butter cups. And
Right.
they taste nothing like they
Totally different.
Totally different. I mean,
Yeah. They don't even taste like.
I mean, name one thing that you liked as a kid that's still as good as you remember it, like candy wise, or come on, get busy, people.
Nothing. It's nothing. Everything just tastes different. I don't know if it's because it's just made crappier, if that's even possible.
The chocolate's changed. Okay,
chocolate tastes like wax.
Weed.
Okay. Yeah, weed.
Fair enough.
No, I'm gonna make the argument that that's not the same.
I wouldn't
know.
We were smoking. I haven't smoked weed in decades, so I don't know.
Oregano mixed with weed.
Listen, the weed I remember growing up, we'd all chip in a couple of bucks, and Ozzy from the High and the Mighty would go to Bailey Ave, and he'd get a nickel bag, and for $5, and it was like a little. And it was brown, dry weed with seeds and stems in it. And we would clean it out, and we would do some bong hits in the staircase of my building. And like, that's the weed I remember. Now I walk down the street and I see like kids that are like 12 years old smoking weed like Bob Marley was smoking.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
There were two kinds of weed. There were two kinds of weed back then: good weed and bad weed. Yeah. All right, a Zag nut. All right. I don't fuck with Zag nut at this point. I'm too old for that. Like, it'll pull my fillings out.
Yeah.
Like, I used to love. What was it? The peanut chew. Goldberg's. Is it Goldberg's peanut chew?
Oh wow.
I love that. Man, that was my jam right there. Italian ices. Okay.
Yeah.
Fair enough. Hershey's hot fudge. Fair enough. What's
I
that?
used to like the Snickers bars, but those taste different now.
They need to bring back juice box gum. I'm not familiar. What was juice box gum? What was juice box gum?
No idea.
Let's see. Oh.
I just found out that they stopped the toasted almond bars.
What?
Yeah, they stopped making them.
How could that be? You mean
almond bars are gone?
You mean like a Good Humor toasted almond bars?
Yes.
What?
Yes, they quietly discontinued them, probably because they knew that there was going to be a riot.
That's fucked up.
Toasted almond bars gone.
Wow.
End of an era.
The end of an era. Okay, juice boxes. Here we go. Is this juice box gum? Here we go. I'm not familiar with this. Probably because I'm maybe a little older than whoever put this up, but juice box gum, boom.
Oh, I vaguely.
Well, I'm confused. I'm confused by this though. Are these small or are these like the size of milk cartons? I'm confused by what this is.
I think they're like little things. You open them up and you pour it out, and it's like these little tiny gumballs.
Oh.
Like tiny.
Wouldn't that be rad? Wouldn't it be rad if they were the size of fucking milk cartons? Like, yeah.
Yeah. Like these giant.
Hey, Johanna. Johanna says it's small. They were small.
Right. Okay.
Oh, she says, "Oh yeah, pink lemonade. Oh yeah, little pellets, like little rabbit pellets."
Okay. Right. Right.
Oh, they were like smaller chiclets. Okay.
Oh, I love chiclets.
Okay. Two things I learned on today's show: math metal and
bubble gum.
Juice
bubble gum.
Juice bubble gum.
Yeah.
They were cheap, small, and would get stuck in your teeth. Okay.
All right.
Big Mac. Big Mac tastes the same as in the 70s. Is that right? Shit, I haven't had a Big Mac in like fucking 30 years.
I haven't had a Big Mac since the 90s when I ended up in the hospital after one.
Must have been that
We
Big
won't talk
Mac.
about it.
Bob Riley would know, like pebbles. They're like pebbles.
Yeah.
Big Bob Riley, man. Yep. All right. How about away from Voivod as a guest? Sweetheart of a guy. Sure. Love to have him on. Who knows? They will probably bring it back. Twinkies went away for a bit and they're back. Didn't you love Twinkies back in the day?
I loved to, like when I was a kid, I thought they were like, a delicacy, like a French pastry,
Gary,
I had them as an adult and it's like eating plastic.
Gary,
covered in
yo,
grease.
Gary CC Fly, what's up, bro? Katz's. I'll say this about Katz's Deli. It's a little fucked up. First off, it's a tourist attraction now.
Yeah.
You got to wait online to get in there. And seriously, when was the last time you were in there? Yo, like a sandwich, like a turkey sandwich is like $25. It's criminal,
Yeah.
Tony Roma's. Man, really? Is Tony Roma still around? Lori on the front lines of the toasted almond bar riot.
You're right. That's right.
I always think of the Eddie Murphy bit, like when he does it, and get your father toasted almond bar and all that.
Yeah.
Ice cream man, and get your father toasted almond bar, and all that. So, yep.
Yeah. Well, that's what we used to do. We used to run after the thing and get everybody. My sister liked the strawberry shortcake.
Oh.
Me and my mom went for the toasted almond bar. My dad went for the creamsicle. It was the same order every time.
Creamsicle. Oof.
Creamsicles, yeah.
That's
like
old school.
Orange juice and milk.
And like disgustingness. All chemicals, right?
Yeah.
Oof.
Yeah.
Yeah, all friggin' disgustingness. Yeah, peanut shoes. That's what I'm talking about.
Right.
Yeah, I don't fuck with that. I'm actually losing weight.
Yes, you look great.
And you know what my secret? Just so, people have asked me, Drew Stone, you look great. How do you do it? You want to know how you do it? Don't fucking eat food. That's how I did it. Don't fucking eat. I didn't work out.
Just stop stuffing your face.
I didn't work out. I didn't watch what I eat. I just stopped eating food.
Well, that's what men. Yeah, no, that's what men do to lose weight. Okay, it's a whole thing with the muscle mass and the testosterone. That's what men do. They just cut out that third piece of buttered bread at dinner.
No, you know how I did it, honestly.
we just have to eat lettuce all day long and jog 5 miles a day, and we might lose 1 pound.
I'll tell you how I did it. Honestly, I don't eat from 6 p.m. to 12 the next day. So there's this sort of intermittent fasting. I don't drink sugary drinks. I don't eat dessert. And I try not to overeat. Try not to overeat. But I lost 15 pounds.
Yeah.
Mr. Softy is still awesome. Another product that as a kid was great, but there's like there's no dairy in Mr. Softy. Mr. Softy's like, if there was like I'm waiting for an episode of The Walking Dead. Like when they like come across some old place, you're like, oh shit, Mr. Softy fucking mix. Great.
Yeah.
There's no dairy in it. We could just fucking add water and have ice cream. Hey,
Right.
Oh, getting jiggy with it. Abba Zaba, another tooth puller. Yep. Hey, Frank, thank you. I'm glad you're enjoying this. It is my birthday, and we're nearing the third hour of this.
I think we waxed on for about a half hour just about junk food.
Yeah. Yeah, divorce is great for losing weight. Yeah.
Yeah. Stress.
Yeah,
my diet plan is anxiety.
Is that right? At certain angles, your party hat looks like Lou Kohler's mohawk.
Pete.
No, Pete Kohler, bro.
But yeah, we know what you meant.
Okay, how's that?
Yeah, it's good.
Let me get this shit straight.
That's right. Yeah.
Scratch no surface. Serve a purpose. No. Don't waste my time. Scratch the surface. No. Serve a purpose. You know what happens when I see Sick of It All? Honestly, I get like exhausted just watching them.
Oh
Like
yeah.
it's like fucking. It's like a fucking
Like jumping
aerobic.
around.
Yeah, it's like Jesus Christ, dudes. You know.
Yeah. Well, Pete's up at the crack of dawn at the gym.
You know what?
Crazy.
You know what? I
Well,
am.
the guy on Sunday too, Don Fuse.
Oh, listen, those guys. You know what?
was-
Those guys eat bird food, and they go to the
Yeah.
gym at the crack of dawn.
Yes. Well, we went to eat bird food before the show. We went to Sweet Greens down the block. We ate a bowl of kale and some tofu.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, good call. Come on now, Charleston Chew. That was a personal favorite. Name the.
I still love
Charleston
Chew.
Chew. Now, there were 3 flavors of Charleston Chew, right?
Yes, it was
Vanilla,
banana, strawberry.
no,
Oh wait, chocolate.
Chocolate.
But there was also a banana. I think there
No,
was
there
4.
was no banana Charleston Chew. Is there?
Somebody Google it.
Was there a banana Charleston Chew? Pete Kohler wants to know.
I'll tell you
Was
what's
there-
even better than Charleston Chews. There's the from New Zealand. There's a candy called pineapple lumps, and it's like a Charleston Chew, but pineapple. It's so good.
Yeah.
See if anybody out there knows pineapple lumps.
Baby Ruth's. Baby
Yeah,
Ruth's. Yeah,
that
Baby
was
Ruth's. I mean, but the chocolate doesn't taste. They don't. They what they
No.
make chocolate with is not. You know, it's like fucking soda and shit. It's not made with sugar anymore.
Yeah.
It's made with like fucking corn syrup, which is fucking which is not good for you.
Yeah, then they're not. It's not. The chocolate here is not made with good ingredients. It's just
Speaking of
dark chocolate now though.
speaking of Baby
the
Ruth,
Reggie bar.
the Reggie bar story right here. I went to, I think it was opening day of the Yankees back in the day, and they gave out Reggie bars. And when he struck out for the 3rd time that day, everybody threw their Reggie bar onto the field. It was like raining from all sides, and they had to stop the game to clean up the fucking Reggie bar.
That was the era of Yankees I grew up with. Reggie Jackson.
Yep.
Yeah. I broke a lot of braces on those Reggie bars.
They handed them out like when you came through the door.
Yeah.
They were like they were basically baby. The Reggie bar was a baby.
It had a lot of caramel in it though. It would like stick
Yeah.
to your braces and pull them right off.
Yep. Even Budweiser different. Figured Bob Riley would weigh in about a beer thing. Fucking Budweiser's different. You better watch it. Better watch it there, Mr. Fucking, Anheuser-Busch supporter. Bob Riley don't give a fuck. He's like, beer, drink. Yeah, the Reggie bar was, let me find a picture of the Reggie bar.
It's tasty.
They don't make those anymore, right? No.
No, that
Reggie
was
bar. Oh, here it is right here. Ugh. What was that movie, Duty in the Pool, when they threw the Reggie bar in the pool?
Was that
Caddyshack?
I think that was an O. Henry. Is that an O. Henry bar with the peanuts in it?
That's what this is.
I love
what
that
I'm looking
movie.
at here. Hold on, I think I got it. Yeah, okay. Get a load of this.
That's a good trivia question. What candy bar ended up?
What
in the
candy
pool?
bar was? What movie was that? Was
like
that Caddyshack? Duty in the Pool?
Yeah.
It was Caddyshack?
Yeah, Caddyshack.
Duty in the pool. Okay, ladies and gentlemen, the Reggie bar. And it looks like a duty.
It looks like a little turd.
It's
Yeah,
a
that was
poopy.
it. That was it.
They were around, yeah. Bob Riley, the incredible collector. If you've seen the segments of Riley's Attic, which are beloved, like a million views on YouTube. Yes, figures Bob Riley being the him and his father Rabbit are like insane Yankee fans. He still has a Reggie bar. There's probably maggots in it.
Okay, actually, I just looked it up. It was a Babe Ruth bar. Baby Ruth.
Yeah, well, that's what.
Baby Ruth in the pool.
Yeah, well, that's what it's. Yeah, that's what I said, didn't I? It's a Baby
Yeah,
Ruth.
you did. You were right. I thought it was an O. Henry.
No, it's a Baby Ruth bar.
You know your pool turds.
Yeah. Guess so. All right. I think I'm going to clean this place up
Yeah.
and get
It's
on with my
time.
life. I'm getting on a plane in a couple hours to go down to Florida. So thanks for coming on. I think I enjoyed the last, 40 minutes of the show more than I did having Evan Seinfeld on or anyone in my family. So
Talking about candy.
talking about candy. I'll talk to you. Anybody you want to shout out?
I just want to shout out you. How about you today? Happy birthday.
Thank
Happy
you.
birthday to you.
I want everybody to witness this, okay?
Putting it away till next year. Safekeeping.
This was a gift, that someone actually bought and sent to me. They saw the picture.
Yeah.
Hold on.
I think I remember the first time because it was just a couple of years ago, right?
Yeah, it was a couple of years ago. Hold
Yeah.
on. It goes in here. It lives in here. It gets closed up, and it gets put away. Yeah, it was. Remember that? This was a
Yep.
gift.
Nice.
This was from a couple of years ago. A gift. Everybody signed it.
Beautiful.
Yep, it's
Really
on.
nice.
It lives on my wall. Everybody signed it a couple years ago. What episode was this?
It was a birthday show, right? It was another
Oh no, wait.
show.
Oh, it was a bonus episode.
Okay.
This is like the first year that
Nice.
the first year we did the show. Anyway, I'll talk to you soon.
Yes. Goodbye,
Take care.
everyone. Happy birthday.
Thank
All
you.
good things.
All good things. Well, there you go. 3 hours into it. Thanks a lot, everybody. We'll see you for Jeton on Sunday. I'm going down to Florida to see Arny for his birthday. Thanks a lot. I gotta figure out how to access that Gmail account, and then we'll the second book is happening. It's in the process. The second book. Here's a sneak peek. Boom. There's a sneak peek of the second book. A couple pages from the second book that's in production right now. Some cool shit. These things don't happen overnight. Sick of it all. Paul Bearer, lots of cool stuff in the New York Hardcore Chronicles, Volume 2, 1990 to 1999. And if you are a patron, you will be getting this book for free. If you're not a patron and you want to join, there it is. Help me help you. That said, is that right? Your cab customers listen? I'm honored that your cab customers listened. That's cool. All right. Good. All right, everybody. Thanks a lot. Until next we meet, no matter where you are, you will not walk alone. I will be there with you. Do good things, and good things will come to you.